Big up, big up, big up, big up. And welcome to all that are joining us today for the Liverpool 12th Man show here. I am pretty excited to know that, yes, we're going to have football rejoining us in like a half hour or so. So I understand but I would love to understand if you do go and watch the game. I would love if you guys stick with us, watch the game with us as well, because we'll have it on in the background, I'm sure, and kind of give you updates and also talk about Liverpool points of matter, and also talk about things that pertain to our interest, to say what we have to do. Also today we have the Irishman with us today. How you doing, Irishman?
Very well, very well. Good evening to everyone.
Yeah. You I think you gave your Spain, and you gave your I'm trying to think who's playing today. Spain and France, right? You gave your Spain and France prediction, right? You said one
Did
nothing,
I?
I think so.
Or did I? No, I don't. I wouldn't have said one nothing. Maybe that was
No,
the.
maybe that was late. Okay.
I don't know, man. These games are getting kind of grubby, getting very touchy. But if any team that can go out and kind of make a bit of a game, it's maybe Spain. But
Mm-hmm.
I'd be just the way they've all been going now. I'd be really reluctant to kind of go with anything. But this mask and this broken nose thing is obviously clearly affected Mbappe.
It
So
has. It has.
I'm not. I can't really like. I wouldn't be surprised if this was fucking 0-0. Honestly, I
Mm,
really wouldn't be because France is so good. They have so many good defenders. It's kind of game that really needs an early goal because if it's like 0-0 at half time and or 0-0 at half an hour and that kind of stuff, it can be real kind of just horrible. Like some of the other games on, they've just been really bad to watch. So hopefully someone scores early and then they just have to kind of start going for it. You get a bit of a
mm.
game because there's too many good players out there for it to be another awful 0-0 type of game. Which
Yeah.
so, but I suppose kind of on the balance of it, I probably have to go with a Spain win. But yeah, no idea score wise.
Okay. Do you have any any heroes for tomorrow, or today, I should say? Do you have any heroes, like who you think is going to really have a who could from what you've seen, and the form and everything
Yeah,
else that's going on?
I reckon. Well, the two lads that have been, Lamal got all the headlines earlier on, and for good reason. But it's been kind of Williams and Ruiz who've been kind of really producing the goods.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be at all surprised if one of them kind of pulls out performance again tonight. Maybe Williams, or it's the one that I actually think I liked when they brought him on. Um, it could be what would you call not a dark horse to make a difference, but a forgotten man. I think Kolo Moani who's starting tonight. Who Cause everybody just forgets just like cost £90 million
Mm.
like last year, like 90 million quid this guy cost,
Yeah.
and nobody really ever talks about him. But like
Right.
that's today's football.
Right.
But they're starting him tonight, and I really like. He's a really good little striker. So with Mbappe not firing, he might kind of have a big say in it. You never know.
Yeah.
Confident young player. So maybe him. Uh, that'll be about it, really.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. There's. I know that a lot of the players that are going to be shown today will be again players that have. I mean, Spain has had Olmo. This doesn't, as the chat was saying, Olmo's been playing well. Fabian Ruiz has been playing well. Actually, I picked him up on my team, and trying to think who else has been playing well for them, either Spain or France. France has had a problem scoring. I just don't understand. I mean, without
No
Mbappe
goals.
really, you know, engaged, you know, they've really struggled. I think they didn't score. What they had, like, the didn't score a goal in the entire entire like open play or something like that.
Well, not in the groups. They got an own goal. They got penalties and an own goal. That's it.
Right. Right. So
Whole deal. So yeah, they're absolutely shocking.
Yeah. So yeah. So what also we want to speak on today is some off topic for Liverpool at least, and certainly not Euros. But I did see someone put in Euro's name and the Greenwood stuff. I don't really care about. I don't really care about. I understand he's going to Marseille, and so he just has to agree to the deal and the likes to go there and whatever. It's like the sheer fact that they're getting that deal done is pretty impressive for Manchester United, because he is not someone that is he's a young man, but he's still someone that is very toxic when you mention his name. But one person in France that I did want to speak on was Euro. Euro was Manchester United's big plot or big effort this week, I should say, to pull in the young player to become a Red Devil, and they made a pretty sizable offer. I know that it was spoken on that it was going to take about £50 million or something along those lines to acquire Euro, but apparently they were able to do it under less. I think the deal was. Let me make sure too. I'll bring up the actual official announcement. I think it was 41 million. I want to say, but I'll just double check. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it now. Yeah, I think it was like 41 million. I want to say was the offer that Manchester United made for him. But basically, he turned down. He rejected the offer. He personally rejected the offer because
he's waiting on Madrid.
What's that? Because he wants Real Madrid over at least Manchester. Yeah, that's understandable. Like, it's one thing. Daryl will not be happy unless he is in the actually in the back office there, working pulling Liverpool's strings when it comes to their deals. They are not Liverpool is not a joke. I think that you're underestimating I think you're underestimating the pursuits of, and it's not Edwards, because Edwards is the CEO. I mean, this is on Richard Hughes. It's not on Edwards, really. Certainly, he's the big name that is out there. But I was going to say, like, I think it's on Hughes to get these deals done, or at least get these deals moving forward and get him really involved. But yeah, I think that. I know that the deal for Rio, the Chelsea player Rio, isn't exactly incredible news, but I mean, like, it is pretty cool that we're bringing in a wonder kid like that, very super talented player to the academy that's going to eventually amount to, possibly playing with the senior club, if not moving on to another club that will most likely end up making some type of money on to get the next player. But yeah, I'm not really that hard pressed. Are you kind of like down on the club as much as Daryl is with like some of the signings that we've been doing, or the actual movement that we've seen so far now that the window is officially open, Brian?
No, the 9th of July. So we have a Euros, we have a Copa. I'm not really sure. You've got a huge amount of upheaval. I don't think it would be really that not possible. But we got two guys coming in. Edwards come back, or Hughes is coming in there to take over a new job. You got disruption everywhere. I'm sure there's probably. It would have been obviously a lot smoother had they been here for a year. So I can only assume that when that many people come in, but okay, what have we not done really? I'm not that Daryl is obviously, he wants things done immediately, and that's
Hmm.
cool. I'm not going to tell Daryl how to kind of play a transfer window. Some people can play it, just wait and see what happens. Some people just they want to see signings come in, and like nobody likes their shiny new toys more than I do. So, but I'm not panicking. Like if we I suppose the easiest way to answer the question is sort of like if we only sign this kid, right, and it's 2 weeks before the season starts and nothing else has happened, then I'd be, and or you've got these guys, especially these days, like these guys will come out and say, Liverpool aren't going to do anything. But I've heard plenty of stories from the likes of this Romano without, actually going into detail, saying, Liverpool fans just calm, chill out. The club are working in the background, they're doing things. So I'm at this moment, I don't know, not not really overly bothered, but 7 weeks ago, everyone getting business start. It, yeah, but I mean, just you don't buy play like you don't just buy. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, is the right player out there that we need in the right position? I mean, it's not as really as easy as
It's not as cut and
the
dry.
window opens and you
Right.
just get some players in. Or I can only imagine. Like, all I really care about is that if we get the targets that we want, uh, when we get them, obviously earlier the better. But I'm not panicking yet, and I'm not losing faith. These guys are literally Slot is only just gotten his feet under the table.
Hmm.
Richard
Hmm.
Hughes the same. I mean, I've got to be, I have to for my own sanity. I have to be patient.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the best advice. I think that's the best advice. I mean, um, there's going to be there's it's a matter of you using your leverage and also getting certain players when like when it comes to these players, like it's also about negotiating players that want to go to your team. Obviously you want to get players that do want your club, want to be a part of whatever future that you're plotting out. And I think that sometimes we can get a little pressed because we're not in the headlines, or we're not getting these big names that are out there. But I don't really think it's about, for me, it's never really about winning the transfers, like the transfer window. Like we've seen what that's done for Chelsea. It's pretty much done amounted to pretty much next to nothing. So like um I just don't know if like I just don't know if like it's that um I don't know if it's that incredible of a what's the words I'm even looking for? Yeah, I don't think it's that incredible of a feat to bring in some big names, but not recognize the fact that it's more than just bringing big names. Like it's bringing in the right players again, fit your system, that want to be here, that are going to prosper in the environment that you're bringing them to, whether culturally or even with just the club internally. It's not. It's a very very difficult dance to perform at times, and I know that sometimes people just get really really aggravated because when you go to these circles, they're not talking about the big names that you brought in, and everyone's talking about all these. Oh, we got this guy, so on paper we're going to do this or do that. You know, it's one of those things. So um, but this does start the Slot Hughes era. The Slot Hughes era, which there was the photo of them outside of the Liverpool facilities, right? And
Yeah, yeah. Outside Melwood or outside
uh,
Carby,
yeah,
right?
yeah, Kirby, yep. Um, and I think what was cool about it is I have some quotes at least. It says, excuse me again. It's been great to work with Arnie. Hughes said, "We both had jobs to finish. Since then, we've been in communication daily, preparing for the transfer window. We'll know more as we go. The squad we've inherited is very talented. We need to improve. We will be opportunistic, if we can. Hughes also spoke in more general terms of what he believes will be a flurry. This is Hughes speaking, okay? Hughes also spoke in more general terms of what he believes will be a flurry of deals being completed in August. So, again, we're talking about this is the beginning of July, and he's speaking about these deals being pretty much, they're focusing more on August. They're focusing for when these players get back from Euros. They're focusing more when the coach has gotten a real evaluation of the players that are in camp, and what he likes or doesn't like with the players that he has. I think that he's allowing for his coach to get a real solid evaluation. So it's a good look. I think it's a very good look.
But it would make sense in terms of a timeline because you wouldn't have any players lined up.
Right.
So he only came in last week training. So yeah, I'd give him 2 weeks to, like everyone's saying, about how he's enjoying the squad that he has there at the moment. So give him a couple of weeks to look at and go, yeah, we can let him, not as simple, but yeah, that guy, I want to keep him, or yeah, if that guy wants to go, I'm okay to let him go. And then take it step by step and let Hughes get his contact books out and, get himself organized and get everything lined up. And I'd imagine then, pop, you knock off a few deals then. That's
right.
What to me is what that sounds like. But yeah, they can't just come in, Again, I don't want to say, it sounds like I'm making an excuse for these guys. I don't know them.
I don't think you are. I think you're being legit when it comes to what you have to say. Chris Angel in the house. Big up, Chris. Mm-hmm. Big up, Marion. Richard.
Yeah, hi, Marion.
Everybody in the house. Honesty. Hi, Lord. Good looking out. Let's see who else is in the house. I said Redbird, I believe. Cedric in the house as well. Big up to everyone joining us today.
Get your everybody while it's nice and busy. Get your score predictions for the Spain and France game in the chat.
Yeah, please do. Because it should be. I'm trying to make sure. I want to make sure I get my just making sure I got my get my Euros pick too. Be sure to if you're playing our Euros challenge, be sure to get your Euros pick because you have till 12 o'clock, so you have 8 minutes left to get your subs in or get your players in. I am hoping for a good game. I don't know if we're going to get it or not, but I'm hoping for a good game.
What are people saying? Daryl, I saw Daryl.
I saw the 3-1 from Daryl. I saw the 3-1.
I'll get my second screen up there, whatever to call it. Yeah, Redbird. Yeah, so Red for
Richard.
Life. Yeah, that's what I meant to say hello to. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Red for Life for sure. Richard says Dow's got 3-1 Spain. Richard's got 1-1
3-2,
and he's got
we've got a 3-2.
3-4 to France. Honesty 3-2 to Spain.
Everyone kind of going with Spain then, really, by the looks of it.
Do you think that they're going to come out and actually play though? That's the thing.
Never know.
I mean,
this is it.
There was talks about Mbappe not even playing in this game. For one, that was crazy. Whether he's going to play without the mask or not, because apparently that is affecting him in some way or another.
Well, he's not. Yeah, they're in the tunnel now. He's not. I'm sure he's going to play. I don't. I can't see his
Oh yeah, I
hand.
know he's going to play. I see he's in the starting lineup, but I meant
Yeah,
like there was before, leading up to this game, there was talks that he might not even play. Yeah. Mbappe hat trick, Mark says. Okay. I don't know about that, but maybe Mbappe's saving all his better days for this game and the next, because as of right now, or as of late, Mbappe has not had a good Euros.
Well, he doesn't have it with him walking out. He has the pennant, which is the little flag thing that they hand each other. They're called pennants.
Right.
And he has he has a child with him, and I don't see a mask. So unless someone comes out and hands it to him, before it starts. But
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yep.
I just think it'd be really cool, like if he was wearing it, and I don't know, like he missed. I know he missed like an open goal, and then he missed a penalty or something, and he rips it off Rocky style and makes a big Ronaldo deal about it and go score a hat trick. Then I don't know, like he's been absolutely woeful. Like he's been one of the worst players of all the big players. He's been terrible.
Yep.
Really, really bad, and it has to have affected him. Obviously, he's got a broken nose and he's wearing some kind of, contraption around his head. So,
what, Mark? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask Mark he's asking what channel is the game on. What, Mark? Where are you?
What
where are you
country
at right now? Yeah, what country are you in right now? And we'll try to do the best to help you out, because at least we can tell you what it is on.
Well, like I'm in Ireland, it's on Irish
or
TV.
our side, or my side of the pond. At least I can tell you that much.
Yeah, it's on Irish TV, and where I am, I'm sure you're not in Ireland, so.
You never know. Who knows? Maybe he's.
He'd know if he was in Ireland.
Checking out a Barney Stone or something like that, or I don't know. Right.
Well, you won't be able to get RTE. Well, it's either in England, it's ITV and BBC are showing it, so I'm assuming it's going to be on either ITV or BBC.
And if you're in America, it's going to be on Fox. If you're watching it here in America, Fox
and
Sports.
If you do somehow have the Irish channels, it's on RT2.
Okay. Marion says, "Is it going to be another dead match? I hope not. I'm on Spain's side. She's just watching Guillem Balog at the moment. Obviously, okay. Obviously, he's supporting España. Yes, for sure. That's what I'm.
Liverpool
that's what
made his career, man.
Yeah, that's what the biggest thing I've been. The biggest thing I've been dealing with as well is just like it, or dealing with when I'm saying like the evaluations of these games, and that has been certainly, that these games have not been stellar games.
Nope.
Especially for the Euros more so than Copa, but even Copa has had some bad games. And Daryl, I see that you might think that you want it, but trust me, you don't want it. You don't want the oil money.
Oh.
Your hands will be dirty. You don't want it. You don't want to get.
It's all gone, Daryl. All the oil money is gone, dude.
Yeah. Even the sheiks know that the oil money is coming to an end. So that's why they're investing in as many different things in many different industries as they can outside of their own interests, their own oil interests when it comes to it. But where's this game being held, by the way? Do you know where this game is being held? I know in Germany, but I meant like what stadium they're actually.
It'll pop up on the score on where the dugouts are, where the billboards are. There, it'll pop up what city it's in. I've got you on, so I've got like a little one of those mini screen things.
Yeah, I'll find out. I have it on my I have
That
it on
looks
my.
like Dortmund. That
Is it
looks like
Dortmund?
the Dortmund stadium just from that angle. Um, yeah, they're just showing the France team there now. Um, Kante coming back in is kind of surprising, seeing how good he's actually been back to his own self. Really, I'm
Yeah.
pissed off year after year. Why one Kabak and the endless list of desperate signings? Yeah, but okay, they were loans. We didn't buy those players. Uh, the last bad player, like if you name honestly, the last bad, like really just what a load of trash footballer we
Okay.
bought.
Okay.
Because
Hmm.
I'd be going back to someone like Charlie Adam or something like that. I mean, we don't buy. I know we don't get okay. Like the ones that were crappy were loans. Mello was a loan. Kabak was a loan. Um,
Hmm.
maybe if you don't like Clavin, I don't know. Like we've been buying. I know, obviously, Daryl, you're not happy. You're nothing is going to change your mind on it. But I mean, we're not. We don't buy bad players. You know, we don't. 40 million net spending for 9 years. Do I accept that? I mean, do I accept that it's true? Well, yeah. If it is, if it's true, it's true. You know. We've always said. I've always sat here and said I'm not an FSG in person. If you said to me that there's an owner around the corner tomorrow that's willing to take over the club, that isn't doesn't have all those issues that are attached to some other owners, and they can, again, let's just ignore that there was going to be PSR, and they could come in and inject money into the club, and they would be good owners and not put us in administration or not put us in points deductions. I'd be all over it. I'd be all over it. I'm not like Mr. FSG. Like if there's a new owner out there that wants to come in and they can do better, I'm happy to see it. I've always said that. But what I've also said is these guys are far from the worst owners and far from as bad as they've been made out to be, because we also had Man City to cope with. So I don't know. I think I'm on the, I don't think that they're as bad as some people think, and the grass isn't always greener. We could end up with some. We Yeah, well, we could just end up. Don't worry, Darrell. You do you, man. We could just end up. The wrong decision. You could end up with some whack job owner who put, just and 2 years down the line, you're in a Barcelona situation or something. Having to sell off the ice cream stalls outside the stadium to buy a
Hmm.
16-year-old. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I understand totally. Not that they need me to, but I totally I understand why people are not happy. It's just that extra 50, 60 million a year might have made a difference. Is fair enough as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Calling for unity. That's what we're all. That's what we're. I'm calling for unity. I always like to call for unity when it comes to our club. I mean, like I also think that I agree with you
Hi,
on the
Bernie.
whole grass is greener on the other side thing is always like, it's not necessarily the best mindset to put yourself into because, you end up chasing and chasing. And it's one of those things where it's like, yes, I get, we've seen what City has done with the league, with their team. But I'm so happy the fact that we aren't and have not done what City has done to
No,
establish themselves as a powerhouse in this league. I
no,
appreciate the
no, I
fact
don't
that
want it.
I don't want that to be on our resume, put it that way, our CV.
But
Um,
look at the guy that they bought Man City off, former Thai Prime Minister. Dude's in prison. This guy came in with all the. I mean, that guy's locked up in the Bangkok Hilton. Like
that's yeah, that's
there's some pretty
that's
crazy guys out there,
that's
man.
a pretty crazy thing to say. You say, what's up with your former owner? Your former owner, oh, the
Yeah,
one
he's
that's in
dealing.
prison.
Yeah, he's doing 10 to 6, or he's doing 10 to 20 on a fraud, like defrauding the country of billions or whatever. Just lunacy. These are these. I know it's not that easy now. Like to buy a club like us, you're not the lunatics aren't going to get into the room. in the conversation to buy Liverpool. I think we're probably above that now.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
above selling out to some crackpot guy who doesn't actually have the money, or drives. I don't think we're likely to end up doing that. But if you're just look at what's happened to some of the smaller clubs, and yeah, again, but these new PSR things that they're trying to change to bring into a year on year, what you're talking with it, like a kind of a cap, kind of an overall cap thing that hasn't been agreed yet, so
Yeah.
it won't get trialed next year. But
Mm-hmm.
you could be looking at this idea of now going from 3 years to having to basically run it on a year by year basis, which is how it works in Spain, which is why Barcelona have to do all that stuff.
All the shuffling and
Yeah,
mortgaging their
yeah.
future and stuff like that.
They want
Yeah,
to bring it all in, and basically what you're doing it is what they want to do it is they want to tie it to the TV revenue of the smallest club, and they want to make it a multiple of that. And what they want to do at the moment, excuse me, is to make it a 5 multiple, and so 100 million would be the bottom club's revenue from TV. So 5 multiple means that you have a 500 million cap on what you can spend on everything wages club. Man City are at like 450 at the moment, so they'd be cool.
yeah.
Everybody would be cool at 5. Everyone would be
Mm-hmm.
under.
Mm-hmm.
So what they were kind of hoping to do was make it a 3 multiple, so that your squad is and everything is then capped at 300 million. So wages, every single year, and that was kind of knocked back. But that's what they're looking at. That's what's looking at coming down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Some version of that basically being how much money. So this is what we've been saying. Me and you have spoken about this plenty of times. Like Newcastle kind of missed the boat.
They
It
did.
doesn't matter if you've got hundreds and hundreds of billions.
Doesn't
You can only spend
what
what's
you can
in
what
the
is
books. Yeah,
deemed to be able to be spent
your
and what you've
PSR or your
invested.
FFP or whatever it might
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
It,
Exactly.
so the world's richest man could take over Hull City tomorrow, and if Hull only
Right.
make 10 million a year, then it's kind of irrelevant then, really. So you basically need the best people that you just need your club run to the best way commercially, to make as much money as possible from all those markets.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
make
By the
it
way,
your
you're
club
right.
is
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
no, just do all that, and you should be cool. So yeah, like you don't really need the oil money. You don't need
Hmm.
the whoever it might be anymore. If you're a big club,
Yeah. I was gonna say real quick, Mbappe, no mask. By the way, no mask.
he's not wearing it.
Wow. Maybe he's trying to have the inspiration. I mean, like he realizes now that if he does well, then he has to keep the mask off. He can't go back to mask to the next
Well,
game.
if he gets a bang in the nose now tonight,
Oh, he's not. Yeah, he's
he'll go off. He
he
like if
might
he
be damaging the moneymaker.
like I've never broken my nose. Oh, that was a bit tasty.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
hand into the back of the head when he's on the ground, it's pushing his face in.
Into it. Yeah.
That's
Big up to the chat. You're a little ahead of all of us, or at least myself. I'm just that. Oh, I saw what you're saying. Yeah, that was a little dirty. A little hand to the back of the head there. I mean, he didn't necessarily do it on purpose, but he didn't necessarily do it. He didn't try to
yeah.
avoid it on purpose. You know, that's for certain.
Yeah,
Let's see
I
if
don't
this.
know.
Who is that? Is that?
Yeah,
Oh, that's who just got his. He's like, oh, you want me to use this thing? He's the guy. He's the guy that got his head pushed
yeah,
into the. Yep, yep.
that's Muani. I mean, if you want to go back to the start of the stream,
We
what
were
did I
we were once
say?
we were once
What did I
involved in
say?
possibly pursuing him after the World
Yeah.
Cup. We were looking at possibly bringing him in.
Well, you asked me who I thought could make an impact on the game tonight, and my pick was Muani, and he's just gone
Mm-hmm.
and scored. That's all I'm
Yep.
saying. I also brought him into my fantasy football team, by the way. So
Well, of course you did.
Yeah.
Don't try to rub
Sorry,
it in,
Daryl.
Ball.
Yeah, I did, Daryl. Yeah, I brought in Moani. Yeah, of course I did, dude. Yeah, come on, man. What's it?
There you go.
Like, I thought it was an
There you
obvious
go.
call.
There you go. I'll take the assist though for Mbappe at least.
I have Mbappe as well, so I got the
Oh,
goal
of
and the
course you
assist.
do. Anyhow, what I was gonna say to you, you're bringing up it's 1-0. If we're gonna do, we're doing like I guess you could say a
Great
slight pop
cross.
up. Yeah. You never know.
You never know, Daryl. You got it down to 20 points, man. Good captain call to change everything.
Yeah, you never know.
I hope you like fine wine, do you? Do you like fine wine? We may be off to Bordeaux.
Yes, that's a story topic. I was gonna get into something about Newcastle, but we can talk about the Bordeaux too. Bordeaux is
I
apparently
know
a
the
club
headline.
that we're interested in making official multi-club endeavors of the dreaded FSG. I get it. But that is who we're looking at or FSG is looking at taking over, as they're pretty poorly run at the moment.
Oh yeah, they're in a mess by the looks. I couldn't believe when I saw they're going to be in the third division.
Yeah,
that's shocking. So
that is shocking for a club that used to be, a real big time club. I guess that's also the what FSG is looking at, in that, this city of Bordeaux is an incredible city. Obviously, it's an incredible wine making city as well. But the fact that they're in the third division, like you said, is horrible. How you can allow for your club to just poor management, especially in France too. I mean, like, France is not the most difficult place to at least get Champions League berths if you have a relatively solid or decent team. You don't have to be on PSG levels to make Champions League if you are in the French league. I think that's safe to say. It's not a knock on France.
I'd say they were taken over by the kind of people we were talking about. It sounds like they were taken over by some people who, like you say, that's a big club in France. You kind of just let it run itself and it stays in the top flight. Exactly. So to get it relegated is hard enough. To get it relegated twice
that's like you're making effort to do it.
Exactly.
Like, you got to try to do that, man. That's not something that you should just wake up and be able to have your club be okay. But it's kind of like owning a casino. You should make money, if you own a casino.
Unless you're Big Donald. But,
unless you're Donald. That's a whole different
story. Well, I think Albert Riera, he used to play at Bordeaux as well, if I'm not wrong, Mark. I think he used to play for Bordeaux as well. So everyone remembers Albert Riera, one of our attempts to find a left winger who could beat a man and cross a ball. But ex-Man City guy, I think he used to play for Bordeaux at one point. So fair play to him if he's gone back there and gotten them actually, I was going to say fair play to him, but he's got them relegated, so maybe not so much. But we'll have to look into it, because I only know really the headline that FSG buying Bordeaux, and that's pretty much all I know about it. And it looks like it's I saw mention of they'd been relegated to League 3, and they've been some mismanagement. There's some problems at the club. So as much as I dislike the whole multi-club model, I'm sure the Bordeaux fans will be more than happy.
That's right there, the reckless tackle on Rabiot, right?
Yeah.
Tries his mom isn't coming on to the pitch to give him the water bottle and hit the magic spray.
Oh, they're giving him the dry ice there now. Anyway.
Are they doing that? Oh man. Let's see. An Irishman brought brandy and cognac to Ireland, then UK, and then the world from Bordeaux. His name was Hennessy. It's a fine brandy. That is a trivia moment, Bernie. Nice.
Oh, Hennessy's very popular in the
Henny is very
States.
popular. Henny and ice, or Henny and Coke, or I'm trying to think of what else they put in Hennessy sometimes. There was another one.
Cigars and money.
Yeah. No, I think Hennessy and pineapple, I want to say.
Hey, no, you don't mix brandy with
Maybe?
anything. Well, I suppose you can mix it with Coke, I suppose, but no, brandy is really. I don't drink brandy. I've drank brandy, drank cognac.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it
I'm
was
not a
apple
spirits,
juice or something
not a
like that. It
spirits
was
guy.
maybe it was apple. I don't know. It was something like one of those. I don't drink Hennessy, but yeah, I know it's very popular here in America for sure. Jesus Navas still playing. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's about 152.
Yeah, I was trying. I know. I don't know, Bernie. I don't know if it's. Don't quote me on the pineapple.
No.
You'll probably get as much of a negative reaction to that as like me telling an Italian to put pineapple on their pizza. So
The only thing I know that it's one of those things where if like you're not supposed to mix it, but if you
Yeah.
must,
Oh yeah. You're not supposed to mix any
you
of
know,
those kinds of.
I think
Yeah.
Coke is really the one. But it's like the idea is like if you're going to pour a can of Coke into it, then why would you buy $80-$90 brandy?
I
Or
get
whatever
you.
costs the bottle. Or that's what they say. It's like
That's
if
the
you're just going to
idea.
dilute it with Coca-Cola, and why the hell would you buy the expensive stuff? You're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to learn. Like I can never get into that whole drinking neat spirits. People saying they can taste all the different whiskeys and that. I'm like, dude, that's like 50% alcohol. All I can taste is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I. So if why would I buy like some $200 bottle of whiskey if I'd have to pour a load of Coke and ice into it? I just buy the regular kind of whiskey. So
Yeah.
I know my brother-in-law drinks this stuff called Armagnac, which is like a
Okay.
more
Yeah.
expensive version of
Yeah.
cognac. I bought him a few
Yeah.
bottles of that. Jesus, man, that stuff will strip paint off you. That is like, oof. You yeah, like there's a heat, that heat haze that you get. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it almost looks wavy in the glass when you look at it. That stuff is strong. It's like, oh yeah, it's a fine Armagnac. You're like, dude, that just tastes like I don't know chemicals to me.
Wow. I would not mess with. I never was a real like I said, I wasn't a brandy. I've had brandy before, but I'm not necessarily a real brandy guy. I'm a whiskey guy when it comes to my drink of choice. Um, I usually, what I say to people. This is one of the things I like to ask when I'm when getting to know a person and their alcohol of choice. I go and say, "What is your podium of alcohols?" In the sense of like, what is your gold, your silver, and your bronze medal, choices when it comes to alcohol, and then you can kind of get a sense of like sometimes what the person can be like, because sometimes the alcohol can kind of define the person a little bit, but yeah. Do you have a podium of alcohol, of those kinds of alcohols? Then if you were to say, if you're trying to say what's your alcohol or your hard liquor of choice?
Oh, like liquor. Oh, liquor. Like so.
Liquor,
Say
yes. Uh-huh.
ignoring beer and wine.
Ignoring,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Now I get you. Okay.
España is
Um.
not I'll say in
Uh.
French, merde. It's not. No, no, they are not merde. You know, merde. Ooh,
hmm.
Pape for good opportunity right there. They're not merde. But go ahead. I don't know how he says.
Yeah. I don't like. I don't like gin. I don't like rum. Don't really like vodka. So I'll just have to be fancying to say, yeah, whiskey, brandy, and cognac then, probably.
Merda. Merda.
But like that would just go against everything I just said. So I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
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 again,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I don't really drink them. I don't really drink them. Like
Calvados can
Calvados,
be good.
yeah. Kirsch is nice. I like Kirsch. That's got like that's like the cherry one. Um,
It
I
is
don't
tricky, by the
mind.
way, Mark. You're
Yeah, I suppose really just you see my podium would be like beer and wine, really, and you just put whiskey in third or something.
So you go, wait, what would you say? I wouldn't
Well,
really put
wine is
wine as like a
food.
whole,
I know.
but
You see, I can't put it in as
yeah,
that. So I'll just say, okay. Well, if I was going to drink, what was okay? Right, whiskey, vodka, and gin. Okay, that's my
whiskey
podium.
fine. Okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's a good one. That's a good one. I probably have like mine's is usually like whiskey. Sometimes it used to be like whiskey gin and then tequila, but now it's whiskey tequila.
Oh yeah, tequila. Yeah, tequila. They can be fun. Tequilas can be fun. The whole
Tequila's I've learned to.
oh, what a goal! Oh
Yeah.
my god, this kid. Oh my god, this
And by the
kid.
way, I have Yamal. I put him in on today. So
Well done. Well done.
well done. Get in.
What a kid. Oh, Jesus.
Well done. Oh wow, what a great goal. What a
You
great
know,
goal.
that's up there with Goulart's strike. I don't know, it might be a bit further out. I
Wow.
think it's a better goal. Just on first
That's the
viewing it
Holy
looked
Spirit. There you go, Mark. I got you.
hang on a minute.
I
Back
got you,
in,
bro.
back out. Oh Jesus
You have him as
Christ.
your captain, Daryl. Good. Well done. Well taken. That was a bold choice to put him as your captain.
Oh,
But he's been getting a lot of assists. A lot of assists a lot of assists this this campaign.
God, to get your team back in a game with a goal like that at that age, this man,
Yeah.
take care of those
Yes.
knees, man. Don't go sliding around on them
Oh,
too
you know who
much.
I took out? I replaced Yamal with I had to replace Ronaldo. So you know what sucks though is that like if you pick a team and they lose, you'll get deducted points for this for that Euros thing. If you if you don't have your wild card or whatever it is left or whatever, um, and you have to take out more players than you're actually allowed to take on the transfers.
Oh yeah,
So
you have to spend points. Yeah,
you have to spend
yeah.
points.
That's why you
Yeah,
have to plan. You have
yeah,
to try and plan. But like by the time you get to, you shouldn't. You should always be able to get an 11, really, unless you
yeah,
go
yeah,
like super heavy on two teams that get knocked out, which is that's kind of on you then. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it is navigatable. And even going -4 to bring in a player, that's not the end of the world if you need to do it. But
Yeah,
by
no,
the
I ended
time,
up doing it. Yeah, I had to. So I had to get it. Yeah, I had
or like tonight, like
five players got knocked out, so I
well,
had to.
I had to sell two players today that were still in the tournament. Technically, I have Carvajal and I have Trent, and Trent's probably not going to play, so I couldn't take the risk. So I had to sell him, and Carvajal is just suspended. So I had to get rid of two players that aren't even gone out of the tournament. So I was able
Mhm.
to get. I still have three players now that are I think two players on my bench that are gone. Oh, what a goal! What a
That was a
goal!
good goal, man. I don't know about you. I don't. I know Mark says that was a garbage goal, but I don't think so. That was a great shot. I think, especially
Who says a
since a lot
garbage
of
goal?
times as a goalkeeper,
Goalkeeper.
you're not expecting someone to take a crack
No,
from that
because
from
he
I mean
cuts.
from there.
He cuts out, he cuts in, and then he cuts outside, and he cuts
Yeah,
back in again.
25 meters speed, 102
People in front of him.
kilometers per hour. That is
Yeah,
that
I
is a
don't know, Darrell. I couldn't take the risk. You see, I brought him in because everyone said he was guaranteed to start that last game, and he didn't.
yeah. I have Trent
So
starting,
yeah, I just had to
but
really just get rid of him.
I will most likely I might
Well, he
I
probably
probably
will now.
yeah I probably will
He
put him
probably will
in.
now.
I'll put him in. I'll put him in, and I'll probably put in I'll put him in, and I'll probably put in Jude Bellingham too. Holy crap, Daryl, getting us, yeah, Spain again, huh? You guys are kind of ahead of us, at least ahead of me. I don't know how far they are ahead of you. I'm at 24. Is that 24, 03, 04, 05, 06? Where are you
This
at?
ain't one of those. This ain't one of those bad games we were worried about.
No. If Olmo scored, I'll be happy.
20,
Give me Olmo.
20,
Give me an Olmo
24-40.
Ooh. Oh, it's gonna be an own goal.
Is it an OG?
It's gonna be an own goal, probably.
They don't look very happy. Well, I mean, they wouldn't, but I mean,
man, that was going in too. That was going in.
Is it a Kunde own goal? Is it? Is that Kunde?
Yeah. What else do I have on the bench that I could bring in? I'm gonna have to drop my whole French defense. They're playing horrible.
Ah, shite. I'm gonna have to get rid of him. I have Kunde.
Yeah,
I'll get rid of him now. Yeah, that is an OG. That is an OG. Yeah, that's definitely an OG.
Yeah, that sucks though, because that was going in. That was. I'm not sure
what he was thinking there. Really,
he was just trying to.
I know. Well, I know, but he got a terrible touch on it.
He got a terrible touch on it, but I mean, like he was stretching for
it. If it's on target, well, if it's on target, it's a goal. If it's on target, it's not an OG.
That was on target. That was on target. That was going in. I was like, huh?
What are they giving? I haven't flashed up the score here. The screen is tiny.
Daryl doesn't even. Daryl's got to make up his mind. He says it's not, and then it says it's on target. I thought that was on target. By the way, that was center goal. It's going in. He reached back for it to try to put it through. That sucks, man. I have Olmo. That should have been. Poor choice. Yep. Oh yeah, they gave him an own goal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's already at minus 2. Of course, should never trust.
Well, at least
French
we got a
defense.
good game.
Yes, it is a good game.
I was just worried about him.
You should be happy you took him out. I did have him starting, but I'm not going to have him starting for long.
Said all this game needed. We said earlier on was an early goal, and if it got an early goal, then it would open up.
Yeah.
And that's what you got now. You got 27 minutes, and you've gotten more goals in this game than you have in probably half of the big games put together.
I don't think that France is, or I should say, I don't think that France is playing like a poorer game than Spain. I think Spain actually.
Spain
has been playing pretty well, except for.
Can't defend what Lamal did. Can't defend that.
Yeah.
I know Mark was saying there earlier on that it was he wasn't happy to keep her, but I mean I don't think I'm not taking anything away from the kid. I just think that's when I was 16 years of age, that's just phenomenal, really.
Oh yeah, you're talking about your mom.
Lamal to be that already playing for Barcelona, getting into this isn't the first time he scored in this game or in this tournament. He's made the difference twice now.
I get
what a player.
But, are you under the same tenets that he's 16 years old? I just heard. I think it was
too young.
I just heard. I think it was K-Mac. Or it was K-Mac, and I think also and Jamie going off about these young players playing so young, and and that the training and the sheer fact of the reasons why they're picking up these injuries is because they're playing so young. Um, are you under the same camp as that, thinking that they shouldn't be playing um, with these men? Dude, that is on goal. Why are they not counting goal? That was on goal.
Do I think they should be playing? If he's good enough to play at the level he's at, he should be at that level. That's fine. But yeah, there's no way somebody that young. If you look at the numbers for these kids to come out of Brazil, the amount of games that they play before they reach the age of 18, and you see when their careers finish, you see who has a longevity, who doesn't. Um, if you take it now, uh, any
Mm-hmm.
professional would be happy to have a 10-year career, a
Mm-hmm.
decade of success.
Mm-hmm.
Lamal could play for a decade and still only be 26.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that's
That's mad.
so. What's the chances of him playing for
Till
15, 16
36.
years to 31
Yeah.
even?
What's the chance of
You
them
know,
playing for like 20 years, or 15
you
years?
know, and a lot of players are playing to 36, so that'd be 20 years for him as a winger. Like all the look in the world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously he is too young to be playing that much football. But if you're good enough, you're old enough, you end up in the team. But it's not a recipe for a Modric Benzema type career where you're still at the top and you know you're 32. So, but every individual person is different.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he does, but of course it's not good for these
Mm-hmm.
guys when they're 16 and 17 to be playing 80, 90 professional games in the Brazilian league before they come to Europe, or to be playing because they don't get many of them in Europe. So yeah, I it's definitely an issue. But when you got someone who's that talented, that crazy talented,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's hard to hold him back. It really is. But like I say, just think about it. He could play for 10 years, and he'd still be younger than. Um, well, he'd still only be around the same age Trent is now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brian, you've got some competition. Daryl saying he's gaining
Yeah,
on you.
geez, calm down, Darrell. Calm down. There's only half an hour gone. You never know what's going to happen
That's
yet.
right. That's right, Daryl.
Yeah.
Give him something to worry about. Give him something to worry about. Um, yeah, that is pretty wild though. That he could play 10 years and only be 20 and be. He could play 10 years and be looking at the prime, that
Well,
prime age.
supposedly.
Yeah, that prime age of where you're or that age bracket where you're supposed to be reaching your prime stage, you know, and he would have technically possibly have already established that, considering he, playing 5-6 years in the league. You most likely will be coming up around that that kind of benchmark.
Well,
Borderline.
5 years, and still only be 21. Still, in 5 years' time, he would still qualify for Young Player of the Year.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not normal, but it doesn't
No,
happen to a lot of players. But it is abnormal to be, yeah, this guy to be doing what he's doing at this level, not just for Barcelona, but also doing it for Spain.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they just keep churning out these little players, don't they?
They do. They really do. Um, yeah, I think it was a little disconcerting for them for France to have gotten that early goal. Um, and why I say disconcerting is because they probably had a false sense of, we've got this, because Spain is, and overlooking Spain, because Spain is a team not to be overlooked. They've been possibly the most informed team in this tournament so far, I believe. At least one of
And
them.
probably the best. I think, yeah, in terms of adding goals to what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
without a doubt, I'd say they've been the best team. Everybody else
Um,
kind of stuttered their lines once or twice, but Spain, it looks like if you can score goals in this, you should be all right. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
England, like England can't score to save their lives. France
They really
got the goal
can't,
time,
which is
couldn't score
sad.
before
They
that.
should. I
You
mean,
know,
there's been talk. How about this, guys, in the chat too? Tell me your opinions. And I'll ask you directly, Brian. Um, there's been talks about sitting Harry Kane.
yeah, he doesn't look fit. A lot of people are saying he doesn't look fit. I don't think he has the.
Why would he not be fit? I mean, is it just
Apparently, he's
because of
got a
the
back
strain
injury.
of the season?
No, apparently he's carrying a back injury.
I got you. Okay, that's a different story.
But you see, Harry Kane is before, like, when he was all the way up, when he was coming up and scoring goals, and he was kind of becoming the Harry Kane that he is now.
Mm-hmm.
He was famous for two things. He was famous for basically, coming out of nowhere and scoring a load of goals. But he was
Mm-hmm.
also famous for basically declaring himself fit and demanding to play no matter how badly injured he was, to the
Mm-hmm.
detriment of Tottenham, because he did it in the Champions League final with us.
Mm-hmm.
He did it before. I remember this. I remember me and Billy, one of my he's an Arsenal fan. That he was ruled out for like 2.5 months, and about 3 weeks later they were playing Arsenal, and there was this stupid rumor going around saying he was going to play, and I was saying to him, "Too right, you play. I bet you're going to see him in the tunnel." And about 5 minutes later, he walks out into the tunnel. Like the guy was just not fit, but he's like, "It's Arsenal. I'm playing." So that's a very Harry Kane kind of thing to do,
Mm-hmm.
and to again, like perhaps to the detriment of England. You know, Pete, I don't know. I'm not an England fan, so any England fans in the chat, tell me what you think.
Yeah, that's
The
what I would
Ollie
love to hear.
Watkins.
I mean, I know that.
Do you
I
want
know
Ollie
that.
Watkins or do you want Tony?
Yeah. Daryl's saying Tony will play. Marion doesn't care because she wants Netherlands. I'm right there with you with that. She doesn't care if Kane plays or not. I know she's not a England fan in one iota, but yeah, I'd like to see what you guys think about that. I mean, it does take a particularly special coach to take the leading scorer of the Bundesliga, to take the MVP but the player of the year for 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 La Liga, take the player of the year for England, and to struggle to score with any of them, you know. That is some real talent. That is some real Southgate
Well, look, we're
talent.
just saying the same thing about France. We just said it there. They haven't scored from open play until
Yeah,
tonight.
until tonight.
There's some,
Right.
yeah, there's some really bad, and England have done it since, Bellingham did it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but there are, like I said, they're just a team of individuals. They don't look like a team. So when you have a
Mm-hmm.
team of individuals that are that good, like you said, you got a Ballon d'Or potential winner in Bellingham, you got Foden, you got Kane, not to mention the likes of Saka
Yeah.
and people like that. If you give them enough time
Yeah.
on the pitch, one of them will come up with a bit of magic, and they will
Yeah.
do something. But it's never because England have broken a team down or England have passed the team to death, and or England have opened teams up. It's
Right.
purely
Right.
because one of those high quality individuals gets a chance and they can eventually take it because
Mm-hmm.
Kane is a good player, Bellingham is a good player, Saka is a good player, Foden is a good player. But they can't do it. There's nothing team related to it. There's nothing um, there's nothing tactical about it, really.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a horrible team to watch. They really are a
They are
horrible,
certainly.
horrible team to watch.
They are. They certainly are horrible. Like as
Of all the
it's
teams this year, all the teams of this season,
it's
or this one, yeah, they are the worst.
nothing. It's nothing inspiring about their play. I would say at the very moment. There's no like, oh, I've got to watch England to kind of like
God no,
be wowed by the football that we're going to get a display of.
no.
It's just I did hear that, Bernie, too. By the way, Southgate brought Ed Sheeran in to band them together.
What?
He
What?
did. He did. He brought in Ed Sheeran.
Oh man, I'd be handing in my passport. I'd be Jesus, locking you in a room with Ed Sheeran. That's nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that.
Hey, yeah, Ed Sheeran. They like him. They like him. Though.
Of
They
course they
definitely
do.
like
They're
him.
footballers.
I don't know. Yeah, they like some songs. You ever see they put on there sometimes? I don't know if you guys have ever seen these clips, but sometimes they'll put on. There was a clip where they went around. I think it was I want to say it was Kanate that went around the facility for Liverpool and was like asking what is like the song of choice for them on their phones, or what song they have queued up, and they like kind of made a playlist out of it, and it was interesting to see some of the songs, a wide variety of songs. I mean, like I remember Cody picked some gospel song, and then like there was like Joey picked a hip hop song. I think it was someone picked a Drake song. I'm trying to think who picked the Drake song, but it was actually pretty
Sleepy
cool.
Time.
What was that?
Sleepy Time is a Drake.
Yeah, exactly. It was before the Drake battle with Kendrick, of course. So, but yeah, I don't even know what songs. Like, I don't know if I'm trying to like spark up if I'm trying to get some energy and get some like motivation for my team. Ed Sheeran's probably the last artist.
No, like
No
unless you
disrespect to
turn
Ed
it into
Sheeran.
like, yeah,
No
like he.
disrespect. Go
I don't
ahead.
know what. Yeah, no, just turn into some kind of like chase or something where like
Yeah.
you all have. I don't know, like you just get everybody worked up somehow. Like, okay, go try and get Ed Sheeran or something.
Like they do like the office behind the scenes, like camera thing, and they go into the locker room and it's just a bunch of English players like giving hugs to each
Wailing
other
on
and
Ed Sheeran.
crying on each other's shoulders. You mean like what are you gonna have next? Adele or something? Come in there, start singing songs.
Yeah, with like running video of like England losing penalty shootouts and games of football in the background. Well, sad songs.
I know that is horrible. That is horrible.
Get out of here, Ed Sheeran.
Oh gosh, yes, please. Oh man, that'd be hilarious.
Well,
I mean, like
there's always like one guy, isn't there? Oh, I suppose there used to be back in, but you'll get
I
one
know.
guy that just becomes the guy that puts on the music, and you always
Yeah,
hear like the
Enya.
older players complain about it.
Oh man, it's got me like in tears practically from laughing. Yeah,
Enya, yeah, Enya, that's real battle music. That's real get up and go music.
yeah, yeah. That is battle music for sure. I mean, like, I don't know, like bring in like Prodigy or something like that, I guess, or I don't know, get some
Yeah,
Firestarter going on or something,
they're
like something
footballers.
that's gonna pump you up.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like you've also got now
Bring in
the
KLF. Is
well,
KLF English? Or are they French? Remember them?
no, they're
They were
very
back
much
in.
English.
Were they English? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Um,
I
you
know
got all the
KLF
kids
Toronto.
now, like
You never know.
with the gospel shit. That's not something you expect.
Oh, the White
You
Stripes would be
got to take.
awesome. White Stripes would be awesome. White Stripes are American, but I get it. White Stripes are awesome though.
Well, yeah,
That
you
is
don't
like
have to have. I mean, most of these guys, like I'd say like that. Most of them are listening to Drake and shit like that. That's what
the
most of
Brady
them listen
song.
to.
Who
So
are who? How about this? Then I'll ask Brian. You can give your selection. your Southgate comes over to you, or whoever, let's just say Southgate comes over and says, we need to bring someone in to pep these boys up. What's the band you're bringing in? What's the band you're bringing in? What would be the brand you bring in for Liverpool? How about that? That'd be even more interesting, actually. What band would you bring in to kind of rally the team around? If you were
do they have to be Not Dead?
That would help.
Do they have to actually be able to show up tomorrow?
Yeah, that would certainly help.
Obviously, so it has to be a band that actually could come in tomorrow.
Yeah. You can't say
so you
Bob
can't
Marley
say that.
Or something like
that. Yeah. Okay. So Not Dead. See, this is the thing, man. There's not that many good bands around. Most of the guitar bands and the bands, the proper bands.
White Stripes is a good shout. The White Stripes.
No, they're not for me, But you're asking me, if Southgate comes up to me, do you want to bring someone in there? And
how about Slot comes in up to you? How about we go with Slot?
You just bring in that fucking what's his name then.
Let's do Liverpool.
Then you just bring in what's his name, Jamie Webster.
Okay. I mean an actual rock star band. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
All due respect. All due respect to Webster. Who are you guys bringing in? It's your call. You're looking at your I'm gonna say iPod. That's how dated I am. I don't even think they make iPods anymore. But you're looking at your iPhone or your Android, and you're going through your list and you're trying to think of who you're going to bring in. Who is the artist that you're bringing in? For Arnie Slot, not Bun Southgate, because I know some of you guys would probably bring in even worse. You bring Elton John or something like that for them. Dua Lipa's a shout.
That's not a band.
You two would be awesome, by the way. Dua
Lipa's not a band.
They're not. It's not a band.
Dua Lipa is a person. It's not a band. She's just pops.
But yeah.
Yeah. So if you want a band, I can't have other things. So it has to be a band.
Or you can do band person, whichever you like. Whichever, if you think you can get it.
Oh, do you know what? I bet they'd fucking love Bruce Springsteen. I bet they'd love Bruce Springsteen. I bet they'd love him.
Because of FSG?
No, because he puts on a. What do you mean because of FSG? No, dude, stop
only
reading
because he's American. Only because he's American.
No, dude, no. Honestly, stop reading so much into the American. Look, it's cool, okay?
I'm just asking.
Mention anything American, you get it's American. No. Bruce Springsteen, he puts on a good show. He's a rock star.
That's cool.
Right?
No, I agree.
I don't care if he's French or Icelandic or nothing to do with
Bruce Springsteen's from my home state of New Jersey. I get it.
Yeah, I know, but I just say I think there's not many fucking rock stars that have to put on a really good show. You could have said. But you asked me. So I'm just going to reply to something else. I'm going to reply to one other thing. Just let me reply quickly to Mark, because Mark has brought up a really good shout there with Echo and the Bunnymen, because they are a Liverpool band, and the other band I was thinking of maybe was John Power with Cast, or because the Lads are never getting back together, so something like that. But I think if you just wanted something that all the players would love, and they all would know the songs, and Bruce Springsteen, famous for putting on a great show, so I'm pretty sure they'd all love that, and he's got some kind of some tunes, I suppose. But like Mark was saying, Echo and the Bunnymen, if you could, that's the thing. That's what I say. I was trying to think of a really good Liverpool band, because the Cast is there, and Echo and the Bunnymen, and obviously the Beatles are gone. But yeah, I was trying to think of a really good Liverpool band, and Echo and the Bunnymen is a good show.
Pink, that's a shout. I was thinking maybe if I was doing England, or doing not England, but doing Liverpool, maybe He's not a band, but I was gonna say Stormzy.
Is he
I
from
don't,
Liverpool? I don't think
I don't know if
yeah,
he's not from
is he big?
Liverpool, but I think that a lot of the youth, a lot of the guys on the team probably would probably do like the. I know a lot of them do watch like Top Boy and stuff like that. So that's kind of
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying. They're all into hip hop, but I
Yeah.
was being tied to the band thing, so I was thinking, right, so it has to be a band,
Mm-hmm.
like not a performer. So if you want to bring in a performer, then you could open it all. Oh, Elvis Costello
Oh,
sucks,
whoa.
man. He
Oh,
sucks.
wow. Wow. I was expecting you to say
I
that.
can't stand his voice. I really can't stand his voice. Oh, and it's so up front in the mix all the time. It's just like, oh, shut up. Can't stand that guy.
2-1 at halftime, by the way. 2-1 at halftime. 2-1. I haven't heard
Yeah, the
what did they
Zootons.
what do they sing? What do they sing? I'm not really familiar with them.
Oh, they had like two. They had a big hit with a song called Valerie, which became a bigger
Valerie,
hit.
yeah. Is that the
Yeah,
song that
Amy Winehouse did it.
he remade? Okay.
Well, Amy Winehouse did it. And she had a kind of bigger hit, but they're kind of yeah. You could they're that like second wave of Britpop indie. They were around for 5 minutes and they were gone. They were around at
two
the same
tribes,
time.
two tribes go to war.
Yeah,
That's
Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Yeah, they're a
yeah,
Liverpool band as well. They're a Scouse band.
probably a good
Frankie
one.
Goes to
Probably
Hollywood.
a good one.
Yeah, they've got like a saxophone player that she was like really, really like she was stunning. She really good looking. And then you had
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like a classic kind of indie band lineup behind it. But like
Mm-hmm.
the trick was like that they had this saxophone player. Um, they had like two hits maybe, and then they kind of disappeared. But that Valerie song was
Mm-hmm.
massive, especially after Amy Winehouse did it. Um,
Why don't we bring why don't we bring Frankie Goes to Hollywood? Why don't we bring them out? Aren't they from Liverpool? Isn't Frankie Goes to Hollywood from
that's what I
Liverpool?
just said. I just said that 2 seconds. That's what I just said. I
My
just said
fault, my
two
fault.
seconds ago. Yeah, they're a
Oh, my
Scouse band.
fault, my fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're a Scouts fan.
he
My
had
bad, my
Lightning
bad.
Seeds. Ian Brody, the guy that wrote the
Um, Flock of
Ian Brody wrote
Seagulls, aren't they?
that.
They're
But yeah, just saying, Ian Brody from the Lightning Seeds. He's the one that wrote that England song, the Three
okay.
Lines song. He's a
Mhm.
Scouser. They're a good band. Yeah, they do well. They're still going. Yeah, Ollie Johnson's a Scouser, the lead singer, or Holly. I don't know if the whole band is obviously Scouts, but yeah. Any other? Yeah, like Cast. Uh, Jesus, who else is from Liverpool?
Cast, yeah.
Who else is from
Flock of
Liverpool?
Seagulls.
Wow, they're long gone.
Yeah. Um, mhm.
Yeah, we see that's the thing, Mark. The lads are never getting back together, so
The
that's why I'm saying
Laws.
Cast. Yeah, so
Okay.
we have to have like a band that could actually play tomorrow. And oh, and yeah, the lads are famously never getting back together. Um, so John Power, who was the bass player in the lads, he went on and formed Cast,
Mm-hmm.
which
Elvis
they had some
Costello,
good
he's
songs.
from Liverpool, though, right? He is from
Yeah,
Liverpool.
he's awful.
Just to make sure.
He's so bad.
How about like Big in Japan, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, they are apparently. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great tune. That great tune. Yeah, Cast were great, Barney. You know, they had sort of maybe a couple of big hits when they came out. Walk Away and that very indie.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like if Jamie Power, not Jamie Power, if Jamie Webster
Jamie
was
Webster,
an
right?
indie band
Mm-hmm.
from the 90s who
Mm-hmm.
wrote his own songs, he'd be Cast. It's that
Mm-hmm.
real kind of just acoustic guitar, not all acoustic, but kind of acoustic, but indie rock as well, and good anthems and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. All right. Let's say this. Bring back. Maybe you could just ask Jay-Z to come. Jay-Z's already been to Anfield once or twice, apparently. I know. I think Frank met him. I think he said. I think Frank met him and Beyonce or something.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know if that's one of those. Yeah, I don't know if that's one of those true stories or one of those jokes. I really honestly.
He's just.
I don't know.
Okay. Camel Fat. I don't know if you know who that is, but they'd be dope. Actually, I've actually had them perform for me. They're dope. They're like DJs though, so maybe they could do the background. I guess.
Yeah. Well, KLF Mark.
I already said that.
No, KLF weren't on one. I mean, you're talking to a KLF fan here. Bill Drummond is from Scotland, and Jimmy Cauty is from. He's not from Liverpool. So KLF is Bill Drummond and Jimmy Cauty. Neither of them are from Liverpool. Yeah, their history is something worth watching and getting into, but they were never on a particular label. They created their own labels, released their own music. They were just an anarchist band, so they may have some loose connections to Liverpool, but they're not a Liverpool band. I mean, Bill Drummond is Scottish. He's just straight up. He's from Scotland. So, yeah, there's someone, if you have a spare hour and you can find a KLF documentary on YouTube, definitely worth watching, because they are, in my opinion, probably the coolest band of all time. Nothing to do with the music, but what they actually did, their whole career is, you couldn't make it up. It's crazy what they did with music, just total anarchy. And they wrote a book, How to Have a Number One Hit, or How to Have a Top 10 Hit. And two bands followed the book word for word and had top 10 hits in England. One of them was that band Cotton Eye Joe. You know that song, Cotton Eye Joe? You remember that dance? You were dancing. That was They wrote that song. They wrote that song by following the KLF book, How to Have a Number One.
Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, he did, exactly, Mark. He used to manage. Drummond wasn't a musician. Like, he's never Drummond is not a musician.
Brian does know his music. Yeah, Brian.
An A&R man. That basically worked for him. He was a journalist. He was a lunatic. He wasn't a musician, and he figured out, like, okay, they were kind of like Stock Aitken and Waterman on acid. They really were. But anyway, yeah, like I say, we're here to talk about football, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. EMF, though, I will say, is a good band. I know Daryl keeps saying ELF. It's not ELF, but I know what you're talking about. There's a song called "Unbelievable." That was
huge. That song was huge. It really was. It really was. That song was so big. I just watched an interview 2 days ago with the lead singer from EMF. It's on this. It's a '90s indie podcast, and they started putting it on YouTube. And they interviewed him 2 days ago, and he's still. It's amazing, because a lot of these people, like from back then, they had a huge success with that song. It was so big, kind of was big in America as well, which helps. And they never really did anything after that. It kind of dropped away.
No, they're like a one-hit wonder. Like,
kind of. They had one or two. Yeah, they definitely in America one-hit wonder. In England, they had one or two other tunes, but they really only had kind of one period. But if you see him today, he's still like super happy, really enthusiastic. He's always brilliant. It was amazing. I love it. And he still looks like he's really enthusiastic and all of that. You know, it's good to see, because some of these guys, they won't even do interviews.
You getting called out, Brian. I put it up on the screen here for you. Daryl's challenging to a music quiz.
If you want to, I can't write one. I mean, if you want to play me in a music quiz,
I'll put together a music quiz for you guys.
I mean,
I'll put together a music quiz
if I'm going to be in it, if I'm going to be
Yeah,
in it, I can't write it.
I'll make it up for you. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or
You
yeah,
want
I'm
some
doing
Liverpool
well.
updates? I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
I see you out there. Let me bring this down though here. Yeah, I definitely there were some good bands though listed, by the way. Very good bands here. Obviously Pink Floyd can't be a band that would be a part of it. But Pink Floyd's an incredible band. Just like Led Zeppelin, Journey. You want to put them in? I don't know. Some people like that guy. I know some people like the guy that's taken over for Journey that sings their songs. That's got to be a fan of. It's kind of like Rome for Sublime. Sublime has a new lead singer, but it's not necessarily Sublime. Anyway, Liverpool updates. You guys wanted them. We'll give it to you. Let's see. There really haven't been, other than the talks about Rio being signed. There haven't been that many Liverpool updates. I think that the Liverpool updates are going to start firing once this tournament is over. I know that Eight Nori is still out there. I know Euro just turned down the offer from Manchester United, but yeah, it's I believe he is. I think he's Filipino.
Lille accepted it.
I think he's Filipino. Daryl.
The club accepted it, and they want him. They're trying to push him to go to United because United are offering way more.
Yeah,
like Madrid are United are offering 50 million euro.
Yeah,
and Madrid are probably only going to offer about 25, maybe 28. And Thingy has always Romano has already said that Real Madrid are just going to power move it, and he's already referenced what they did with Camavinga. He said they waited right until the last week of transfer window with Camavinga because Camavinga only had 1 year left on his deal as well, as does Yaro only has 1 year left on his deal. So they're going to say, there's no way we're going to pay that for this kid. The kid won't sign for United. You can accept the 50 million. We're not going to give you that, and we'll wait until the last week to do it. Now, that might not work, but that's what they're comfortable doing by the sounds of it. United are obviously prepared to do typical Man United stuff and put down, just pay way more than anybody else just to get the kid, which is typical Man United way of doing it, just throw a load of money at it. But if he has if Real Madrid had convinced him, and Camavinga will be talking to him, Camavinga is right there saying, yeah, this is how it worked with me. Don't worry, they'll come in for you. And Lille will sell you because they have to.
Right.
And worst case scenario, you stay there for another year.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they have. They want the money. They've already accepted the Man United because they want that money. So he said, look, the worst case scenario is you stay at Lille for another year, and then Real Madrid will they won't have forgotten about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I don't think Lille are desperate, because they're getting double probably what any other club will give them. We were mentioned, everyone else is mentioned. We're probably because Real Madrid are just in this position now where they really are just flexing their muscles. And it's working because as long as they know that the kid has said, I only want to join Real Madrid and nobody else, then Real Madrid can just play this game.
Wow, we are back and running, and it is already a
what a tackle by Mania.
Yeah, they're back and running, and
ridiculous.
And you got the goalkeeper.
That's unbelievable.
He's attacked. He's
He wins the ball. He gets up. He plays. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, goalkeeper doing his best best to emulate a defensive back right there, or a center half, I should say. With that kind of tackle. But yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying though. The Euro thing isn't playing. I get that too. Mark saying Euro isn't even playing for France. He could flop big time. Look, Euro wasn't going to start in front of Konate. He wasn't going to start in front of Saliba. He wasn't going to start in front of any players. Yeah, he wasn't going to start in front of them.
Kunde,
there's just
France
too many.
right now have probably 8 center halves that could play for a top team.
Absolutely.
So that's not a bit of a, that's not it's not like they're Belgium or something. Like, just look at the list of French center halves playing right now in Europe, and it's.
I don't even think Euro's not even on the he's not even on the bench.
No.
Right? I don't think so. Right? Is he? I don't think he's.
No, he's not at the tournament. I don't think he's at the tournament. No,
You'll see him at the Olympics most likely. That's my.
Yeah, he's only 18.
Yeah, you'll see him at the Olympics, and they'll allow for him to get that kind of exposure and those kind of caps. But even though that's not a FIFA sponsored or sanctioned tournament.
No, it's the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal for.
But it's still a big deal.
No, it's a big deal for France. It's in France.
No,
it's in Paris. So
it's in Paris. Yeah, absolutely.
They're going to want to be putting on a big show. Like, they want Mbappe for it,
Mm-hmm.
After the Euros, they're like, give him a few days off, and then he can go and play the Olympics, Real Madrid, or a few years.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, they're going to take that seriously this year. And but like I said, even it's not even French. Just look at the centre halves have been born within 5 miles of Paris.
Mm-hmm.
The French are blessed at the moment. Whatever they have in the water there, some of these guys might even end up playing for.
What are they have in the water? They just happen to have the French run through a little bit of a period there with their spot election. They did what England did too, was somewhat of a the spot election that they held for their parliament, and as long as
general election.
General election, yeah, they ended up. Well, initially, I know that the right was had won. They had an early lead in the first round of voting, but then the left basically.
Wait, in England?
No, in France. I'm talking about.
Oh, in France, yeah, they booted out the fascists.
Yeah, which is good to see. I'm glad to see that.
Well, in France,
I'm sad that we have to say something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of booted them out in 1945, but but they're back. These Nazis haven't gone away, and they nearly came to. Well, look, these Le Pens in France, I don't know how they've even been allowed to exist, but yeah, we don't learn lessons. History is just entertainment.
Yeah. The last thing you would want to do as a French politician is badmouth or talk badly on Mbappe, which is what I heard. The woman that was running for the position did basically. She was really bad mouthing Mbappe.
Well, yeah, he's not white, so.
Right, exactly. So
that's her whole deal, basically.
Wait, if you call this show X Takes, it could have an entirely different meaning. It certainly could, Ant. Big up to Ant.
Hi, Ant. Hi, Dara.
It definitely could. And big up to Dara, as I said earlier. Mark is talking about the Calafiori player.
Has he joined Arsenal yet? Is that done yet?
He's not. That has not been. Here we go, or however you want to look at it. That's not been done just yet. But he is still a high character of interest for them. I don't think.
2 seconds.
Oh, big up Jimmy, by the way. Big up Jimmy. City will shift. What do you mean by city will shift? Am I missing? Is that a city will shift? What do you know what he means by that? Oh, I see Brian's got to do a little something in the background. Yeah, there hasn't really been that many updates per se, other than, again, the 8 Nori thing is, I think, has a little bit of steam, because I know apparently 8 Nori does have interest in joining Liverpool, which is really, really cool, because I'd like to see that. I don't necessarily believe that we would, if we were to bring in 8 Nori, which it's definite improvement in our squad in general. But I also would say that makes it a little bit harder pathway for Owen Beck. It certainly does make it a little bit more interesting decision call when it comes to that. And if we were to get Ryan 8 Nori, it definitely puts a little bit more emphasis or focus on what exactly are we going to do with the left backs then on this team. I mean, we had a left back situation last year through 2 freak accidents. I mean, to tell me that you're going to have 2 shoulder-related injuries to your left backs that are going to take them out for sizable amounts of the season, I would have never put that down on my bingo card. But that's what happened to us last year. So going forward with that, it's not necessarily that we have an issue with our left backs because of fitness or something along those lines, but it definitely makes you wonder, okay, if we do get 8 Nori, what happens with Simicast? What happens with Robbo? Do we make a decision on one of those players, if not both of those players? I personally wouldn't want to see Robbo go. I don't want to say I want to see Simicast go. I know some people are on the fence with Simicast here or there, but I wouldn't mind seeing Simicast stay. But if it means that he has to go, I know when I did my sporting director bid, I had Simicast. If you want to bring in some money, to make some of these transfers, you're gonna have to sell some players. And Simicast was someone that I did have leaving the squad. But then again, I also had us trying to go in for Alphonso Davies, so that was like an initial player that I was looking at possibly trying to bring. But now looking at his performances in Copa, I'm not as bullish on that move as I used to be. But I wouldn't mind him coming to the team. What else is there? Oh, there is this. So there is this update that I heard. Arne Slot denied he tried to make an 11th hour attempt to hijack Brighton's move for Feyenoord's midfielder Matt Viper this week. There was speculation around Athletics Nico Williams to be a player of interest, but that's been told that is also inaccurate and that he is not someone that we are going in for. I know the 21-year-old currently playing in this game, number 17, you see him on the pitch right now, shuffling back to try to help out Spain. It's just not something that we're going to do. Look, he wants a reported salary of around £200,000, and that's on the high end for Liverpool. The buyout clause for him at 50 million is something that is in our wheelhouse, certainly in that magic number that Liverpool like to ascertain when it comes to their players of interest. But I don't think that
what's McAllister on?
McAllister is on, I want to say 160. I'll double check for you though.
What's Dominic Szoboszlai on? And what's Dara giving out about?
162. They're both on the same. They're on the same contract.
What's saying your team was never read out there? What team? I had to go out there for a minute. What have I missed? What are you giving out there? Did you send your team? I know Dara's saying that his team was never read out. Is he going back to this Ireland
Oh,
England thing? Dara, you disappeared, man, and you never sent in your team, if I remember correctly.
I didn't. Yeah, I know you say you sent it. I know I looked for it, by the way, too, Dara. While we were on air too, I didn't see it in the spam, and I didn't see it in my in my mailbox for my Gmail account. But I'll double check too. I'll double check. Maybe you mistyped it. I'll double check for you, Dara. And if I do, I'll definitely bring up your England squad. You're all England 11 that you want to contend against Brian's all Irish 11.
All conquering all Irish 11.
There you go. There you go. Represent. Let me bring up. I'm going to bring up Spain making a little bit of a transition here. England definitely. I'm sorry. I'm looking at England's. We have someone possibly on the pitch, maybe. Yes, I think so. Yeah, they got a pitch invader.
Yeah, in France. England tomorrow. Been a few of them this year. I think there was the young kid very early on that got up to. I mean, the guy was only about 8 or something apparently. That got close to Ronaldo in the first game, second game. This has been, 3 or 4 of these now. Stupid people.
Yeah,
I really don't know. Like, what's your end game? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Especially like you get on the pitch, like you're going to jail. Like you're going to jail.
And at the very least, you're getting thrown out on your arse.
Yeah,
but you are almost certainly.
I don't know if they have that in this stadium, or not. But I know, like, for instance, for the games, for instance, for like the NFL, for like games against like the Eagles versus like the Cowboys or things such as that. The site I usually use is not currently online. They actually have they had a jail. They had a judge and a jail in the stadium.
No, they do that. I know what you're saying, but they do that in for a big thing. They'll have
for big games. Sometimes they have that. Yeah.
Well, for tournament, not for a big game, not for an individual game.
For a big game.
Like no, I just mean in football. Yeah, I mean different sports.
Yeah.
But I know, but they'll have, like, just say in Ireland, right? There's a music festival on for 2 days, and it's in a small town, like it's at a big country estate or something, but it's in the nearest town is a really small little town. What they will have is basically kind of a magistrate court set up there specifically for the weekend, just so if anything, that they won't have to send them out. So it can be almost, so it's the same idea. For you've got 150,000 people in this tiny little village, and 100 of them are going to get done for, different small offenses, drunken, disorderly, small possession things. Yeah, you just have a little room somewhere in the town where they'll have a judge, and they can just process them, go in, give them a fine, so that they don't have to come back a month later and go to that district's court in some place in the middle of nowhere. They'll just, it is the same idea. Yeah, definitely. Just get them in.
Get them in, processed, and get them out.
$500 fine or
I think
whatever.
That's what happened to I remember it was the year when the girl that ran on the pitch that year for, I think it was the Champions League. I think it was the Champions League game.
With the boobies.
Oh well,
the clothing deficient,
has that.
But with the on show, I meant she was clothing deficient, shall we say?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
what she was supporting, but yeah.
Oh, I
One
don't know. I
thing,
think she was supporting boobies. I'm not sure, but or she wasn't support. They were unsupported actually at the time, as we just
oh
mentioned. But
goodness,
yeah.
oh goodness, I'm not talking about that. Um,
Oh, they're going big now. Barcola,
yeah, they
Griezmann.
are.
Whoa, they're going big. They're going big.
They are going out.
Well,
Conte's
they've got
taking out your boy.
half an hour,
You
half an
already
hour
got
probably.
your points from him, so it doesn't matter. But
Kante? No, I don't have Kante.
no,
Oh,
no, Colo.
Moani. Oh, he's gone. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's
he's
only got half an hour. That's not ideal.
but they're bringing in. All right, looks like they're hoping for some magic from their magic man Griezmann.
Well, he's been disappointing so far. All like again, as they all have. France. But I thought he's showed flashes of what
Mm-hmm.
he's a little. God, guy's nearly 34 maybe now. So they dropped him tonight for Moani. That's who he lost his place to. And
Mm-hmm.
fair play to the kid. He got his goal. But maybe that little bit of creativity that Griezmann has, with a little bit up against tired legs, I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
Camavinga, who was the other? He brought on Camavinga,
He brought on
Griezmann,
Camavinga, he brought
and
on Griezmann, and they
oh,
brought on yeah.
Barcola.
Hmm.
Bradley, these guys are just central, like Camavinga and Barcola are just kind of what are the center
Camavinga can
mids?
get, but
Yeah,
you're getting
but they're
it. You're
not
getting.
like game changers. They're not striker types. So it's more tactical there. But then he's got his.
I get what
I mean,
I get why you're saying Camavinga
yeah.
is not a game changer, but Camavinga has some
No, I'm not
game.
saying not game changer, but I mean they're not
Yeah.
strikers. I mean he's not going
Yes.
all out attack as well. He's
Yes. It is.
changing it, but he's also being tactical as well. He's bringing on like Rabiot, fresh legs. He's done.
Right.
Bring on
Yeah.
Camavinga for him. But
You
yeah, they've
asked
got
for
to
you
score
asked
two
for
to win.
Macca's salary. Who else did you ask for? I have it in front of me now. That's what I was going to say. You asked for Macca's and you asked for. So I think I said 160. It's actually 150, 150,000.
Yeah, Dom.
And for Dominic
Mm,
Szoboszlai is making 120.
mm.
Those are all verified. Or McAllister's not verified, but Dom's is verified on my website. Use.
Okay, look,
120.
maybe we don't give him three. Like I said, we got to be in the market. Maybe we don't go to three, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I wouldn't be against us paying those kind of wages for the right player, but a lot of this um, might be benchmarked a bit because Mo is a special case, but I think
Yeah.
whatever we give Trent, will kind of benchmark it, as
Mm-hmm.
in what's the top price wage wise for a guy at Liverpool who's kind of in his peak and
Yeah.
isn't
My
a Mo.
Salah makes 350 right
Yeah,
currently.
so count him out. Count him out. So whatever
350,
Trent.
220 for Virgil. I'll give you some at the top. 220 for Virgil. Thiago was making 200,000, so that's a big
Exactly.
Cash back that they can start using on other players, if not using for their extensions. Trent makes 180. McAllister, like I said, 150. Ali makes 150. Gravenberch makes 150. Diego makes 140. Darwin makes 140. Dominic makes 120. Gakpo or Cody makes 120. And then again, Matip, no longer with the team, made 100,000. And Robbo makes 100,000. And that's the end of the six-figure.
Yeah. That's a 300 grand off the week with Matip and Thiago.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
then you
big
add in
chunk.
Adrian too. That's 360 because he was making 60,000. I mean, like it's
That's
kind of crazy.
no
He
joke.
was out of that. Once you get past the six-figure mark, a week mark, he
Starts
was the
dropping a
fourth.
lot.
He was the fourth highest earner.
Yeah.
Or wait, fourth or fifth? Wait, one, two, and the fourth highest earner when it came to those not making six figures at least. Because it goes Joey at 85, Simicast at 75, Kanate at 70, and then Adrian at 60. So yeah, that's normally what what you got to.
I'm comfortable with paying a marquee attacking signing in the region of 250.
Mm-hmm,
Is Nico Williams that guy? I don't know if he is for every, but I think I'm comfortable with that, and I don't think it's beyond. Like this, what it means. I think when we renegotiate with Trent, whatever we give him is going to be kind of what. Say you like go out and buy a star striker. It's going to be that kind of. That's the kind of money they're going to be on. Say be it
huh,
250, 260. I don't know. It's sort of like that will show what our kind of upper limit is for a non Mo Salah top earner, if that makes sense.
right, right.
You know, um, but I think yeah, it'll be. It's not an easy one to have to do Trent and Virgil in the same summer because they're both kind of sensitive in negotiations. I don't think there's any reason for Trent to want to go anywhere or change anything. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of doing it right and not, messing it up, which I think we're pretty good at not messing it up.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
the thing with Virgil as well, that may be a little bit more technical in terms of giving him what he wants and what we want. So
Yeah.
a lot of work to be done on contracts this
There
year.
is, there is. There's work to be done on contracts. There's work to be done on, and I mean, with again, with Hughes, with Edwards, with even Ward. I know he's development, but I mean, still, even with all these all these key people back, we all know what their mentality or their philosophy is when it comes to contracts with the salary. Ooh, that was dangerous. With the salaries, um, the distribution of the salaries on the team and keeping it balanced.
Well, it's
So,
I only make mention of this because of what happened yesterday, and I'm not going to read too much into it or extrapolate it. But when it again, not reading too much into this, but the fact that we were prepared to break our salary structure at
with
underage
Rio,
level to bring in so I was just kind of spinning it out from that we shouldn't be afraid. I don't
I would
think the
get
club
you.
would
I
be afraid
understand.
to put down
Yeah,
big money for a big player. Kind of,
right.
I don't think wage. As I said, American owners aren't scared of paying big sports stars big money. They get that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they shy away from that. They're like, yeah, dude. I mean, I'd be worried if you only wanted 10 grand a week. You'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
well, you can't be that good. They get like the big guys. They got to pay the big bucks for them. They might the transfer fees are different. They're not used to paying fees. You trade players or you do whatever, and you sign them up on the big contract. So they work on the fees, but they're never going to sit down and be shocked at the fact that some big name player wants a ton of money. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
cool. I don't think that's an issue for us. But again, uh, as we keep saying earlier on, and hopefully this become more and more kind of built into our conversations, is that there's a limit to what we can spend. We can't go out and
Mm-hmm.
offer some guy 800 grand a week just to get him in the door because that means you basically can't buy anybody else and you have
Right,
to cut
right, right,
everybody else's contract in half.
right, right,
So there will be a number that we can go past, and that's our budget. That's our official
right.
kind of the alarm bell goes off, and you're not allowed to spend
You
anymore.
know,
So
yeah, I know that you don't have I say you. I know we don't have salary caps, for the way that we do in some of the sports here in America. But what's interesting though here in America with those salary caps, sometimes players, depending on how bad they want to win, especially will take will take cuts in their salary. It's like as
hmm.
I know, for instance, like Tom Brady, for instance, took a lesser salary so that he could get certain players on, so that they could fit certain players into the budget. There's other because
Yeah,
normally a
yeah.
lot of those guys they get into these astronomical numbers when it comes to their salaries, and
Well,
they
you look at Mbappe. He took a wage cut to go to Real Madrid.
yeah, 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 certainly.
He wants to win. Obviously, he's not taking. He's taking a wage cut from quite a ridiculous level. It's, oh no, I'm only on 800 grand a week. I was on a million. Oh, boo hoo.
Right, right,
But
right.
yeah, you will see. Again, I don't like comparing. It's not that I'm not saying that's an American sport. I just don't like comparing different sports because there's always. But yeah, you will have guys that will just go, yeah, look, I'm on astronomical money. Uh, I'll take 50 grand a week less to go and win the bloody Champions League. Of course I will.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But this whole cap thing is like it is. They won't bring in a wage cap because that would just fuck everything up. But they will bring in a cap on how much you can spend, and wages are part of that. So it is a de facto wage cap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can spend you could give one guy 300 million a year if you want. There's no cap on wages, but that means you have no money to spend on anything else. So you are kind of capping everything. You're
Yeah.
capping your football expenditure, and wages comes in under that. So it is going to be really interesting to see how fans react or how they get used to it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like so the likes of these Newcastle fans going, but I mean, we could buy Mars tomorrow if we want. Why can't we spend 20 million on a guy without selling some guy?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, that's
Mm-hmm.
just that's going to be the reality now. That yeah, you will have to sell your Elliot Anderson and the other guy that they sold on deadline, well, mini deadline day as it was, so you
That's it.
can go out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was going to add though, like, or at least ask, like, it is interesting because that was I remember, or I was going to bring up the Newcastle point that I wanted to talk about, but Newcastle was on the in the papers or being heavily reported about how they were going to have to sell Bruno G or possibly Gordon. How they're going to have. I mean, like those are players that are trying to get 100 million for as well. So they're like over evaluating. I
yeah.
think they're
I think that was smoke and mirrors, but
yeah, and then yet they make two relatively modest sales and they're good.
and what was it, about 55? They it was around 55 to 60. They got 30 for one of them, and I'm going to say what around 25 for the other guy.
Yeah, it was around like I thought
So
in gross they
so
made about
50,
50, 60 million.
55. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was, and apparently that was enough to tick the box.
Right. And that's why I was like, why then would you I mean, so they must have do they really have a realistic probably a more realistic evaluation of their players being Bruno or even Gordon at 65 million? 50, 55, probably around 60, 65, to be honest. Around that, that's probably the evaluation that should be for those players. But they're figuring if they're going to have to sell, might as well put the thumb on the scale a little bit and try to get as much as you can for those players and hype them up to 100 million. I don't know. That's just wild. I saw that they're out of the woods
I thought it was
apparently.
smoke and mirrors. I thought it was smoke
Yeah.
and mirrors. Like that was all they needed was that the number would have been there, and as long as they hit that number, I don't understand. Uh, that's a lot of money for two players that really aren't that proven. So that sometimes things they just don't pass the smell test.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
can talk about legal stuff, you can talk about technicalities and all that, but sometimes things just don't. If it don't look right, and it doesn't walk right, then maybe it isn't right. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what launched this investigation into this. Was because there was no law, there was no obvious technical law broken. This was
Mm-hmm.
investigated
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they looked at this and they went, well, hang on a minute, is this all kosher?
yeah,
Because you're getting 25 for this Messi guy, who I completely forgotten they'd signed, and all these new guys, oh, he's brilliant, oh, he's amazing, oh, we're so sad to lose him. It's like, hang on a minute, I'd never heard of the guy
yeah,
2 years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah,
I
but I was like,
forgotten
how
he
many caps?
existed.
How many appearances does this guy have? Like,
Yeah, and now it's
like,
like, oh, 30 million quid. Yeah, no, that's a bargain for him. It's like, right, okay. And your
yeah,
man Elliot Anderson, who did really well last year, but again, he's just a kid.
right.
Um, Comes in. Oh, we don't want to lose him. Again, they look to be potentially selling off future jewels, but whatever.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they've got their money. So there's a couple of people that are looking at it. They haven't gotten an email saying, "Oh, Rule 102.3 was broken." They've just looked at that report. They've just looked at the news and gone, "That doesn't look right," and they've investigated.
Doesn't. I mean, like from all the bluster and fluster, or whatever you want to call it, that they were putting on, how they were in the mud and, oh, this is horrible. We got to sell all of our best players to make it, under the PSR. If you listen to True Jordy, you would think that the sky was falling, basically, and
Oh, I'm
and
sorry,
then
and don't forget they bought a player. Then went and bought a player from the club that they sold Anderson to for 8 million.
yeah, yeah,
Vlachodimos, the goalkeeper,
yeah.
the guy that they from Nottingham for. Yeah, they went and gave 8 million back to Forest for a goalkeeper that, mark my words, will never play for Newcastle.
Will never play. Never play. That's why
That's dodgy.
That's why
that's red flag shit.
That's red flag dodgy, and that's why a lot of, like I said before. Yeah, I think I said yesterday about some of these deals. They're bringing up some eyebrows to be like, I get he's a promising young player, but has he ever played? I get that you have high hopes for him, but like now,
Yeah,
like
and
all of a sudden you want like 40 million for this player when like you picked him up for like
it's
3.
the club that last year was getting done for FFP and getting points deducted is the one that's coming up, and all of a sudden has 30 million quid for some
By the way, they
random.
are Giroud is now on for Dembele. They are, I guess this is they put in Griezmann, they put in Giroud. So Oliva is one of their all-time leading scorers. So they're looking
No,
at
he
this
is
one.
their all-time leading scorer, I think.
Well,
Until
Griezmann and him are that's why I said one up.
are they
there.
tied?
No, I said
No,
they're one up. They're on the leading scorers for France all time.
No, I didn't know Giroud is their leading goal scorer.
He is. He
Yeah, he's
definitely
their number one. Yeah, until
right.
Mbappe
I think
eventually.
Griezmann is like. I think Griezmann, I want to say, is like number 3. I want to say or something.
Yeah, they'll be up there. Yeah, I mean, it's you got to imagine that in.
I think it was
years.
it might have been Griezmann that Giroud surpassed. Actually, I'll double check.
Yeah, it was in the last tournament that they played. I think he became their leading goal scorer, but Platini would have been up there before that, and Papan, even maybe not even Papan. I don't know, but Platini definitely would have been. Jules Fontaine.
They're pushing. They're definitely pushing, though. Yeah, Griezmann's number 4. The only reason why I made mention that is because right now, technically, they have a front line of the 3 all-time.
You always see what you're saying, yeah, 3
other
or 4.
than Henry.
Yeah.
Henry's number 2.
Oh, Henry, of course, forgot Henry. Of course, forgot. Henry,
yeah.
Obviously, I forgot Henry. Obviously, Henry.
But yeah, Giroud, and then you have Henry, then you have Mbappe, and then you have Griezmann as number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Which is pretty impressive, to say the least, to say that you can have your 3 all-time leading goal scorers, playing at the same time.
Well, it might be impressive.
3 of the top 5.
Yeah, but if they don't score, they got it. Yeah, they got other issues right now. I think they've got one of those boys has got to put the ball in the back of the net twice, or they're. I mean, they're one down. They're good.
They're only one. They just need 1 goal to
but they got to score twice to win. I mean, they need one just to get back in the game.
Yeah, 1 to get back in. I'm sure they're thinking, let's just get 1 and then.
What are we here? 80? Is that 80? That's 81 minutes. Jesus, yeah. They're going
I'm at
out,
80,
man.
47 right now. 80, 48, 49. I'm coming up on the 81st minute. So,
well, yeah, honestly,
did you say Michelle? You said Michelle. You got
Platini.
Benzema. Platini, yeah.
Platini is one of the,
Yeah. He's the 5th. He's number 5 on their all-time list. But I was going to say Benzema.
The thing about Platini's a midfielder. That's the thing about Platini.
That is.
He never played up front. He was, I think he's scored In his career, I think Platini has something around 350 goals. 350 goals in his entire career, and he never played as a striker, and he only ever played in top leagues. Like, that's insane. Platini. I mean, he spoiled his legacy by getting, done for fraud, running FIFA and all that stuff. But Platini's won the Ballon d'Or twice, I think, maybe at least once. But he played for Juve in Italy when Italy was a strong league. He only ever played for good things. Like, 350 goals is for international strikers that are legends don't have those kind of numbers. Yeah. But yeah, he took a few bungs, took a few bribes, and ended up getting convicted of being a fraud, and that's what anyone really remembers. So unlucky with that one, mate.
There's one other midfielder in the top 10 all-time scorers. Do you know who the other midfielder is? Everyone else is a forward. Just like you said about Platini being a midfielder. There's one other midfielder in their top 10. This should be easy.
Oh, sorry. Top 10.
Top 10 all-time goal scorers for France. With the French national team, obviously. Wow. And I did not know that too. That's Yamal becomes the youngest scorer in the Euros of all youngest scorer of all time in the Euros. Incredible.
Yeah. I don't think Zidane scored that many. It might be Zidane. Top 10 is top 10 though.
Top 10. Yep.
Zidane took penalties, I suppose. Yeah, I'll try Zidane.
Yeah, you would be right. You would be right. Zidane has 31 goals, just beating out
That's pretty decent.
Fontaine and Jean-Pierre Papin.
Oh, okay. So Papin and Fontaine aren't even in the top 10. I would have had that.
No, they're top 10. They're number 9. They're tied for 9. They both have 30 goals.
Yeah.
They're 9th and 10th, and then have 30 goals. And then Zidane has 31.
Okay. Well, Jules Fontaine still has the record for the most goals ever scored at a World Cup with 12.
Oh, I bet. Do you know what his average is, considering how many caps he's had?
Oh, it's probably like 1.1.
Yeah, it's higher than that. Yeah.
Yeah, 1.5 or something. And Jean-Pierre Papin.
Like 1.43. He averages 1.43. That's pretty impressive. He's got 30 goals. Fontaine has 30 goals. Played in 21 games. Has 21 caps.
Yeah, it's insane.
That is insane. That is
Jean-Pierre
insane.
Papin is the first player ever to cost Jean-Pierre Papin, the first player ever to break the 10 million barrier when he went from Marseille to Inter Milan. So he has. They both have. Papin has Ballon d'Or. He never gets talked about. Jean-Pierre Papin. What a striker he was. Just a goal machine. But the first player ever to break the 10 million barrier, Jean-Pierre Papin.
Yeah. Spain are looking to hold on to getting
Deschamps don't look happy, does he? He looks a bit nervous there, doesn't he?
Mbappe with Mbappe. If you were to have that all over, I'm sure people would have been very, very excited to see Mbappe cutting into his left, and then
it's what he does, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what he does. He usually banging in the back of the net right there.
Yeah, kicking field goals there rather than
turning in, bang. Goals. Look at, I mean, that is high, wide, and very, very handsome. Yes. That's not a miss. That's an out of the stadium. That is.
Yeah, that is horrible. You'd be surprised.
He went for normally.
I'm trying to think of. Let me see if I can get.
Because normally you try and bend that, He went for power and went. Normally he'd cut in, he'd bend that into the top right hand corner as we were looking at keeper's left, but he just seemed to go for power on that one. Got under it and just you can see what are we looking at? 87, 2 or 3 minutes. They might get one more chance. Well, they get two. I'll say they'll get two more chances.
Okay.
But you won't get one that good. You won't get one that good again, I don't reckon. That's his territory right there. Like, as you were saying, all the French fans there behind the goal, their eyes were lighting up when they saw him cutting in like that.
Yeah, exactly. What is this? This is not the one.
No, it's not. That really was a bad. Like, he didn't just miss that. He absolutely,
He just, got under it.
That ball might not come back,
Yeah, exactly. That one's the kind that someone's sticking under their shirt trying to leave the game with, because they're in the bleachers. You're like,
come on, Deschamps. It's a bit late for all that now with the wavy arms. Yeah, we do the French shruggy stuff. That'll help. It looks. I mean,
that's surprising.
If it does work out that way, this Spanish team should rip England apart. I imagine.
England's fortunate enough to get past the orange, yes.
Yeah, I think that I would have an early call on that one. I would say England-Netherlands is penalties. Can they go 2 penalty shootouts in a row? I'm not sure if that's likely to happen, but
I have a fun trivia question since we're watching Spain here. Oh, they're
kind of crappy actually. Sorry, just quickly, when you think like all these goals were scored in the first 27 minutes. We've had ever since then, it's turned into one of those games that we didn't want it to be. Oh, look at them all up off the. Did you see that? Look at them up off the bench like that.
Oh no, they got up real quick for that.
All in one goal.
It was a bad challenge, but it wasn't like.
Yeah, they weren't happy.
It was a bad challenge.
I love the passion. Gotta love the passion. Bang! Oh, he's creamed it. Yes, he's like, have that, mate. Have that. I might be going home tonight, but you're going home with this. There you go. Yeah.
Ooh, that is. What are they doing?
Big up Nolante. They're all still up. They're not happy at all. This is what you want. This is what I like. This is what you need. You want passion. You want, incident. You want some.
I'm going to ask you. Here's a trivia question for you. Since we're watching France, Spain, it's one I'm making up in my head here. For the Spanish national team, this is for all-time goals. Okay, there are 2 players in the top 10 that are not forwards. That aren't forwards. One is a midfielder. One is a defensive player. I'll give you that clue because you probably wouldn't get it. But
Sergio Ramos.
There you go. That's one. And could you name the second?
Iniesta.
No, not Iniesta.
Xavi.
No.
So he's Spanish. He's a midfielder, and
he's someone that you would have seen play too. By the way, he's someone you would have seen play. It's not Xavi. It's not. Alonso is not on the list either.
No, Alonso won't be on that list.
It's not PK.
No, we got the defender. We got Ramos.
You got the defender. The defender was Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, we got that straight away.
Sergio Ramos is tied. Right.
That guy has a million goals. So he has like 250 career goals. He's crazy number.
Right. With the national team, he's got 23.
Yeah. He's like most striker that's in the top bloody 10. Like most Spanish strikers don't have that. Like.
But again, you would have seen this player.
Yeah, we're looking for a midfielder that's in the top 10 Spanish, and
this is top 10.
David Silva. No, it's not that.
David Silva plays technically he plays a winger, and he's an attacking midfielder. I get it, but he plays winger. And
so it's a central
so
midfielder.
I didn't include him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's not okay. I thought it was just not a striker. Okay, so
Right. I meant like I mean he doesn't play as a forward, winger, striker. Fabregas is not there either. It's an interesting. I didn't recognize that he would been on this list actually, but but he is a midfielder.
Penalties. Maybe someone who took penalties. Senna's a good shout.
He also played as a defender too, by the way. How about I give you that? I'll give you that clue. He played as a defender and as a midfielder in his career. It's gone quiet. Do you want me to give you the name of the you want to give you another clue? He's been in 4 World Cups, 2 European Championships, and what else can I give you that's a kind of clue but not giving it away?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Is that enough? So I can give you the last clue I can give you, but it's not really a clue. It's not a big clue, but I could give you the club he's played for. But the club that he's played for, there's a lot of players that played for the national team on that club.
It's not it's not Fernando.
Oh, there you go, Delante with the shout.
It's Hierro, Fernando Hierro.
Yes. Did you say it already?
We said it at the same time.
Fernando Hierro. I said it at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, because that's why I went quiet. Because as soon as you said it, I was like, as soon as you said it, I thought Fernando Hierro immediately. But
okay. Oh, because of
then I was thinking
defender and midfielder thing.
Yeah, but I'm thinking he has to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't say him before.
He's solid. He's number 6 on the list. He's number 6.
Yeah, no, Nolante, you probably must have said it because I got the game on. So he must have said it at the same time as me. But I was thinking Hierro the whole time. But I was just thinking, to get in the top 10. But then, like you said, the other guy is in the top 10 with only 25 or something.
Yeah.
So it's
Sergio has 23 goals.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like he didn't actually have to have that many, and he played forever. That's the thing. Hierro played until he was, because he played for Bolton. Were you gonna say Real Madrid and Bolton?
Yes, I was gonna say. Yeah. Yep. I was gonna say Real Madrid. Actually, I wasn't gonna say Bolton. That would have probably given it away. But I was gonna say
but see, I was saying no, don't say Bolton because that would make it obvious that.
But in Real Madrid, there's so many players that play for Real Madrid.
I still would have said fair play, Donata. Yeah, great minds. But that's Ramos and Hierro. Just it shows you that at international football, scoring over 30 goals for your international team is a huge achievement.
Yeah.
So, even the best strikers, like is Morientes even on that list?
He is. He's number 7. He is number 7.
Yeah, so you're looking at great players like that are in and around the same numbers as a Ramos and a Hierro, and they're strikers. So to do something like that, those kind of numbers is pretty impressive. It looks like they're going out, lads.
Looks like France is going out. 40, looks like France is going out.
Look at that bench.
How about this then? Can you name
that bench is ready to blow, man?
Can you name who's the number 1? Who's the all-time leading scorer for Spain?
For the Spanish national team.
Who is the all-time leading scorer for Spain since we got the 2 defenders? That's it. It looks like they're going out. France is not pushing on. France didn't deserve it, though, to be honest with you. France, despite having an incredible squad, I mean, to make it to this stage, you have to have incredible players. So that is
Raul. Is it Raul? No, it's not Raul. Oh crap! Spain's leading goal scorer of all time.
Mhm. It's not
You got
Raul. Yeah,
Raul.
you guys do.
Raul. You got Raul. You got David Villa. You got
Yeah,
Butragueño.
yeah. You're just naming out players, but I got you.
No, those are the top three.
Yeah, yeah.
Butragueño, Villa.
No, they're actually the
Davis.
top three. You got number 2 is Raul. Villa, David Villa is number 1.
Mm,
Number 3 you did not get, but it's all good.
yeah.
I thought you would get this player, but I'm probably giving you
No,
the
number
away
three,
now.
Torres. No, not Torres.
Yep,
Torres. Yeah,
yep,
yeah,
yep.
yeah. No, I was thinking Villa was number one, and he really kind of shouldn't be, but it's weird because he played with that all-conquering team. Because
Mm-hmm.
Villa was unbelievable. There's no way he's the better striker. But
Well deserved. Spain definitely high lure. Yeah, Alvaro
well, yeah,
Morata.
they're out. They're out. They're
Yeah,
gone. The Germans are gone. The French are gone.
yeah.
It's only the English and the Dutch.
That can join Spain for a chance to be Euro
Yeah,
Kings
what
of
do you want to
Europe.
do? Yeah, I wouldn't back either of those against this Spain team. If they can put on a performance like that again, I wouldn't be backing either. Like Holland are very, very weak in midfield. They're missing their three top midfielders.
Mm,
Martin de Roon, Koop Miners, and De Jong, they're all gone.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
okay at the back. Um, they're not amazing. If Spain can do this against France, I reckon they can do it against England. Could be stubborn and horrible to play against, but I wouldn't know who to pick between the Dutch and the English. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
what would you be going with?
Has Morata scored any goals
I don't think he
this
scored this
no.
tournament. I don't think he has. No.
Okay, just
Oh, no,
wondering.
I think he got
Because
one. I think he
you got
might have
one.
one really early.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh,
Maybe.
Jamal
I'm
is
not
so
sure.
young. He's still got braces, dude. He still has braces.
He can't drink.
I
Even in
know.
Ireland. Like he can't I know he can't drink in America, he's 21. Like he can't even drink
Yeah.
in Ireland. He can't get married in Ireland. He can't drink well, he can now, but a couple of he would
I
maybe
don't know.
could.
What's the drinking age in Germany? I don't know what the drinking age in
Oh,
Germany
18.
or in
18 in
Spain.
Europe. No,
It's 18.
18
Oh, it's
is
just 18
yeah,
in Europe.
18
I
is
got
Europe.
you.
Yeah.
Um, what were we saying? Yes, you did get the right. Yes, yes. And Murata is number 4. I was wondering if he got a goal, if he had any goals, because he's currently in 4th with 36. I'm not sure if this has been up. I think this was updated as of July 5th. 5th of July was
Potato.
last was updated. But he has
I like
36.
Spain. I'm happy with them. I'm happy because this isn't that kind of tiki taka super team, you know. It's a little bit more
Ooh,
of a
I like it.
new,
Antar
fresh
Mizzi with
talents.
the big up Antar
Yeah.
Mizzi, by the way. I like
Oh,
that.
Tarmizi, we've got. Listen, come on. I mean, I don't know where JK is because right now we've got Tarmizi, we've got Lilante, we got
Yeah.
myself, we got yourself. This is some old school people in the chat right now.
Yes.
So I
These are
don't.
the OGs.
Yeah,
The
yeah, these are
OGs.
OGs in the chat right now. I don't know everybody else's, but yeah, we got Tarmizi, we got Nalante. Yeah, I think we're cooking right now.
Oh man. Yeah. So Spain it is. Spain it is. 2-1. I thought that was a good game, by the way. It was somewhat,
Yeah,
it was a
the
pretty
early
entertaining game.
goal.
Yeah.
The early goal. We got what we needed. The early goal, which meant, you know, a game broke out for a while. Like I said,
Yep.
all those goals are scored by 27 minutes, and then we
Yep.
got nothing for the rest of the game, and it got a little bit cagey. But at least we did get some entertainment, and I don't think I'd have to watch the Goulart goal again, but I like the way he twisted in and out, and there's one or two other ones, but that's up there for goal of the tournament. Especially when you consider the context of it, it's a huge game. They're 1-0 down. and France are probably on the up, and he
Yeah.
brings them back into the game with a goal like that as a 16-year-old. I
Yeah.
think that's got to be one, if not the goal of the tournament, the most important goal he'll ever score. Maybe, you know, if they
Mhm.
go on and win this, just really, he must have ice in his veins. But the way he went inside, then he went out, and he just bends it around the keeper and in off.
I think
Absolutely
sometimes
unbelievable.
it's cool. It's cool because you sometimes, as a, you just look past it all in the sense of he's 16 years old. Like I said, he has
Yeah,
braces on, man. He's
yeah,
smiling. He's got braces. I'm like, he looks like he could be, in a algebra class right now, or like, or like, studying chemistry. And here he is in the Euros in Germany, you know, getting a goal that possibly puts his, or not possibly, but definitely puts his club one step closer to being kings of Europe. Um,
Well, he doesn't need a hoverboard, man. He's gonna be walking on air tonight. You're
there you
16
go.
years old.
Yeah,
You're 16 years old and you do that. Like you go out and five-a-side and you score a brilliant goal. You're thinking about it later on. Oh, that was some goal I scored. Imagine like actually doing just what he just did there. Like that's the kind of shit that keep you like he's gonna be awake at 4 in the morning just replaying that goal in his
yeah.
mind. He wouldn't be
No,
human if he
Gravenberch has
weren't.
not played yet. By the way,
No, he
it's
hasn't. Yeah, no minutes for Grav. No minutes.
no minutes for Gravenberch just yet. But you never know, man. You never know. You got to always be
I don't think
diligent.
whom like you mentioned the other night about him turning down the boys and then change his mind.
Mm-hmm,
I don't
mm-hmm.
think you know these the Dutch lads. They can get they're difficult people when they're not happy, and I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Koeman has kind of forgotten that really what he did. I'm not sure like him getting called up. I'm not sure what the point of that was. You know, um,
Oh, so do you think that he
I
got
don't.
called up just to sit the bench?
Who I wouldn't put it past somebody like Koeman.
Wow.
I wouldn't put it past them. But Dutch people are they're very strong in their opinions, and that's not a bad thing. They're just they are what they are.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
I didn't understand. I thought like you were saying last night, he turned it down, and he changed his mind and went back. I mean, they're like we're not the Ryan Gravenberch club. This is Holland. You don't turn us down. You
Right,
think you
right,
want to come back now?
right.
Okay, but fuck you. Maybe another manager will come in a year's time and it'll be different. But you turn Koeman down, he said, "Oh, I don't." They're just like, no, well, yeah, you're going to live with that. He's going to sit
Yeah,
you down because that's just how they are. They hold grudges and they take things very personally, or they
yeah,
take things
yeah,
very seriously like that.
yeah.
So I don't know why you'd bring these guys. There's a couple of people. They always end up going to tournaments, and it's sort of at the end of the tournament, you're like, what was the
Mm-hmm.
point bringing him? It was all because it'd be
Yeah.
usually it's all it'll
The
usually be one
lineups
of
are
will
long. I
they
mean,
won't they?
the rosters are large. I mean, it's not your
Yeah,
normal bench. I mean, there's like what,
but
15
oftentimes
players.
it's a kind of a real will they won't they bring him.
Right.
It's not that because the talk about will he go, won't he go, will he go, won't he go, and then they end up going and they just don't play. So well, what was all the drama about?
Right.
It's not like some guy that goes and doesn't play. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
normal. But
mm-hmm.
there's always this guys. Oh, will he go? Won't he? Oh, what's this about? What's the drama? And then he goes and then he gets like 5 minutes in at the end of a dead rubber game. That's just what was all the bother about. What was all the drama about?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But the Trent
Yes.
one, he got a shot earlier on. He comes in, he gets his. I don't know. Someone was saying they think he'll start him again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I think he's will be used in the same way again tomorrow. In terms of if it looks like it might be going to pens but I don't see him starting because he only made that. It was all they were all saying. Oh, he's going to make Southgate's going to make loads of changes. He's going to go 3-5-2. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. And what did he do? He went 4-3-3, and the only thing he changed was Kobe Mino. That was it for Trent. That was the only thing he changed.
Yeah.
So they put out loads of stories in the media that was probably designed to fool the Swiss, that he was going to change the entire lineup and change the system, and he was going with wing backs, three at the back. Trent was going to play. No, nothing changed. 4-3-3 and Mainu in. So does anybody see Gareth Southgate ripping up the rule book and coming up with a mad new system tomorrow? Does that sound like Gareth Southgate?
Yeah.
I can see him just going with the same guys if they're fit. Luke Shaw in on the left, and the same people, the same subs, and Trent sat on the bench. But
yeah. That's just what it is. That's what it is. Look, they had their chances. They had their chances in this game. France had their chances. I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are pretty disappointed with what they got from this French team, considering that they were not the offensive juggernauts. This is like one of the few games that we've actually seen them be a little bit more progressive with their attack. Maybe it's because also you had a team in Spain that wasn't scared to play their game as well.
Can I just quickly interject?
Yes.
I'm watching the replay there, and that's exactly it. When I'm watching, Lamal, what I'm thinking is fearless. He has that fearlessness of youth, and he's just not prepared. He's not afraid to try things. Maybe in 10 years he might be, but you're bang on there. They're just playing without fear. Let's try it. He hasn't been a failure that and gotten smashed up by the press or gotten a load of flack for missing a penalty yet. So he's just after going. Well, if I was in the park with my mates, I'd try and bend this in the corner. So I'm just going to try and bend it in the corner.
Yeah.
Playing without fear, that youth, you only get that with young players. Just not afraid to try things.
That's. They don't know any better, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? They haven't gotten it wrong.
Just go out there, have fun, and play your game. Just go out there and just try to make a moment.
That's a hell of a moment he's just made right there. That is. This guy is writing a story. He really is. He's had, because stories need moments, right? It's big. Like he comes in the first game, he gets his stuff done. He comes in, does. That's huge. We get a bit kind of immune and numb now because there's so much football going on. But it's remarkable how utterly remarkable what he's just done tonight is, as a kid that age, to already be playing in that Spain team and be a starter, not some young super sub that they bring on. Bring on the young kid. This guy is actually trusted to start games at this level. He's making a difference in them, and he doesn't look at it. And like you said, he's wearing braces. This is just not normal. Can't stress this enough. This is not normal what he's doing.
Yeah. Pick up Daniel Sturridge on.
What would he cost? What would he cost? What would he cost?
Yeah. Good luck on that. That's not going down.
250.
Yeah. I'm getting some. I asked the chat. I'll ask the chat that too. But I asked the chat, what's the next game on tap is going to be Canada versus Argentina, or we can say Argentina versus Canada, however we want to put it. And looks like Delante's got 3-1 going to Argentina. Jimmy's got 3-0 to Argentina. Bernie's got 3-0 to Argentina.
Did anyone have 2-1 to Spain? By the way, I know there was a lot of 3-1. Did anyone have 2-1 to Spain?
No, I don't think so. I think Daryl said he had a bet for 3-1, but he didn't have it 2-1.
Oh, Daryl had threes. Yeah. I know that much.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sure someone had 2-1. I'm sure someone definitely had 2-1.
I'm sure someone did out there.
Because most people had Spain, because literally everybody, I think, bar maybe one, had
mhm,
Spain winning. So I'm
mhm.
sure there's definitely someone got it right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Looking at the Fox. Um, Fox have like a very diverse board for the Euros when it comes to their to the player or to the player representation pundits that they're utilizing. So just looking at who they have as I said ago, they have Sturridge, they have Alexi Lawless as well on their lineups. But looking at transfer market has Lamine Yamal's market value at 90 million euros.
Yeah, good luck.
So that's market value always does usually utilize a smaller or a conservative number when it comes to and I said Lawless, excuse me, it's not Lawless, it's Schmeichel is on here actually with Sturridge. um very nice, very nice. But yeah, Yamal is at 90 million. That's not happening. I don't even I can tell I'm gonna look up his thing, look up what it
Double it.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
double it. I might talk to you.
yeah, yeah. When it comes to that, I'm just curious to see what his he's definitely a £1 billion
Oh
uh
yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
release clause or something like that, you know.
That's a finger in the corner of the mouth type thing, you know.
Yeah,
$1 billion.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not showing up. That's loading up here to show you what it is. Um
Yeah, thanks for everyone to sticking by
for
us for
sticking
the
around.
accidental watch along,
Yeah,
the
I know, I
unplanned
know, I know, I
watch
know.
along.
Thank you guys for doing that. That's really cool that you guys chose to partake with us well, with the game.
Jaden Dance is better than Yamal. Okay, okay. Yeah, he's someone. He's someone that kind of got. I was watching someone do a show the other night, and it wasn't the whole show, but they started talking about young players,
Mhm,
and they completely forgot about him. Never mentioned him
mhm,
at all.
mhm,
And we all remember his impact. So he's someone I'm very much looking forward to seeing in the preseason,
mhm,
and then taking it on to appearances. There's no point really for me being brilliant at underage level. Being brilliant, it's amazing, right? But at the end, there's no point for me unless it transfers into the first team, because that's what we're all here for. It's great
mhm,
that it's all there, but unless it transfers into the first team, and there are players his age now, like we're just talking about, Yamal is probably 2 years younger than him. So
mhm,
why not? I'm not like, why not see him getting into the team? Why not have young players that are good enough? So I wouldn't mind seeing more than one. I would say maybe Kwanzaa and Bradley are easier. Kwanzaa, no, he's not, because he's center half, but he's shown
mhm,
he's kind of old beyond his years. But just bring maybe one of the young kids that can come, get him into the team. Get give Nunes something to think about. Give Nunes like actually something to maybe who like this Dan's guy. You know,
mhm,
because you always see him, and Danny Pacheco was the famous one in preseason. Danny Pacheco, best player in preseason every year. They won, never seen again. So I'd like to see, because Dan's is someone that I don't think we should be forgetting about. And if we can get him as much game time as possible, you know, yeah, he might be some. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like players that we might see more of next season. Bradley, um, the wingers, the Kate Gordons, and all these people. That's fine, but Dan's is a goal scorer, and we're kind of a team that's historically had goal scorers, out and out goal scorers, and some of them come through the youth ranks. Keegan, Dalglish, Roger Hunt, Fowler, Owen. We're a club that's kind of used to having out and out number nines that just destroy teams. And like Mark's saying there, Bo from Toxteth. That's about as scouse as it gets. This is Robbie Fowler kind of vibes. Like I want to see that again in our team. I want the number 9 to come back. Like you've been talking about this before. I want to see the return of the number 9.
Right.
In more teams, just out and out goal scorers. Because they can't all be tricky little number 10s and inverted wingers who pass the ball to each other and all be Raheem Sterling and Bernardo Silva. Let's bring back like ruthless goal scorers.
Yeah.
And put one up top. So yeah.
He's got the 1 billion, at least 1 billion euros release clause. He's currently he's got 3 years left on his contract. He's currently making 32,000 base and 8,000 bonus. So like 40,000, around 40,000 euros a week is his current salary for Spain. With Spain, or in Spain, I should say.
Yeah, he's
I get it. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens when you go through these Euros. You go through these kind of tournaments. Players that are definitely a lot of the time they like to be involved in this tournament because obviously it's going to bring their country. They have obviously a lot of them have a lot of love for their homelands, but they also have the opportunities to be on a world platform, or at least on a European platform, but most likely a world platform. And it's an opportunity to definitely show, announce yourself to the world as a real player, as a real player.
Yeah, the country things comes first, obviously, for any player representing their country is the ultimate honor. Then that I'd like to think nobody's out there thinking that should come first. Is that you're there to represent your country, you're there with all your countrymen. Like that's the one. Like once in a blue moon, maybe a player will get to go to a tournament and a final with all the players he's growing up with through the youth ranks. These are all his mates from under 8, under 10. They're not club mates. This is the international game. This is totally different. So that honor for them, look, it comes afterwards. Where it's, oh well, look, he's a World Cup winner, that. But to me, it's more about what they take from that as players, the success that they take from it. You get guys coming back from winning a tournament, but especially from the smaller teams. But you get some like Lamal or something like that, or the guys that come back from a big tournament, they'll be transformed. They'll have gone off and they'll have done something that you can't do in club football. If they have a good tournament, going off and doing something, you can't do it because it's not about players you bought. It's all about organically growing stuff, and sometimes they'll come back and what they went and did away, they come back new players. Like that when Emi Martinez goes and wins the World Cup with Argentina. Can you imagine what some of these boys, it doesn't matter to Messi. He's not come back a different player. But for some of these guys, I don't think it would do anything for the England lads, to be honest, because they'd still get slagged off. They could win. I guarantee, even any England fans in chat now, they could win this thing, and they would still get slagged off, especially Gareth Southgate. Because all the people who have been calling him the worst manager of all time, he could go out and win this thing, and they'd still say it had nothing to do with him, or they'd slag off the team, or oh, we did it badly. Those boys, they can't win. They really can't. The English fan mentality when it comes to their national team, it's weird. It's complete opposite to you and the way you support the USMNT. It's all about. Now I know
Mm-hmm.
you're a positive person, but it's like I can tell it's not even just you. I mean, I think it's probably the way you support them is complete. Like England fans are just like it's all shit, it's all horrible. Why don't we win all the time? Why are we winning games and playing badly? The first team we ever, it's like we're so bad, we're so this, we're so that. Nothing is ever good enough for him. I'm not saying he's good enough, but it's weird where you guys are more like, well, hopefully we'll do this, hopefully we'll do that. I mean, I don't understand it. Like they don't
Yeah.
realize how much pressure they put on their players. They don't get it at all. They wonder why their team doesn't perform.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
the press, the media, the England
I've said
fans.
it. I've said it sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I've said it. I've said it sometimes in a couple of like interactions, whether on Beijing Reds or whether I'm with Quasi or whether it's with even with Ends and those guys. Like sometimes you're interacting, you're going back and forth, and like I'm saying to myself like, yeah, you don't have to like, not everything has to be rosy and have like you don't have to wear the red tinted sunglasses or glasses every time when it comes to all the players, but sometimes like you hear a lot of the "woe is me," "the sky is falling" concepts of a lot of or ideas or mentalities of some of the fan base, and you're just like, just breathe, like a lot of this stuff is completely out of our hands. We don't sign the checks when it comes to these players. I might be lagging a little bit, um, but we don't sign the checks when it comes to signing these players, nor do we sign the salaries when it comes to paying these players. I know there probably a little bit of pushback with that comment, but I mean, in all reality, we don't. And um, and it's like one of those things where, hey, some of these players do listen to social media. Some of these players do hear what the voice and what the vibe is with some of these different fan bases is. And like, if you have a warm, loving, and fully embracing style fan base that is supportive and the like, not saying that we don't, but I'm saying when you do, it makes a difference. It really does make a difference, and it can make a more of a you'll see the absolute, you know when you're a player and you believe that the fan base is behind you, it makes a difference in your approach, to a lot of different things. Like it might give you a little
Well,
bit of an
in
extra
yeah,
pep in your approach to whatever it is that you're trying
yeah,
to achieve.
in England they are well supported. They do have a rabid fan base, which is what I'm talking
Mhm.
about. Is why the fans always expect them to do so well. So you got a few dickheads in the fans, which you have in every
Mhm.
fan base. That's not really where I think the pressure with the fans is it kind of puts it on themselves. They don't really, we're again. It's like if you what they do in England, what the media does in England is the most important thing. Basically, it's what the newspapers
Mhm.
in England do, and they are the ones who drive it. They are the ones who put
Mhm.
they will put you. It doesn't matter if Johnny from Leicester doesn't think you're a good player, right? He can go on Twitter and
Mhm.
rant about that all day if he wants. You can ignore that.
Mhm.
But what the Sun will do or the Mirror will do is they'll put you on their front page and they will make up a really bad story about you because they don't like you anymore. That's where the pressure in England, the media in England is, it's probably in the world for a civilized country, it's as bad as it gets. The tabloid media, when it comes to hanging sports people out to try and trying to destroy people's careers, because anyway, that's just what they do. So in
Mm.
England, it's the pressure from fans is one thing, yeah, but if you make a mistake as an England player, and let's just say you're not white, good luck, because the
Mm.
newspapers are going to come for you. No, the
Yeah,
papers will come for you. They will.
yeah. I
No,
agree with
they
that.
just fucking will.
They just do.
They will.
It's
They
easier.
will.
It's easier. It's like
Oh, they'll find a story
they
about your
understand. They
cousin.
understand what sells. They understand
Dude,
they understand what
listen,
sells. What's
Raheem
the
Sterling,
easy? Yeah, the easy path. Yeah, go ahead.
if you're a Raheem Sterling or someone like that who's come up in an urban background, London, Birmingham, somewhere like that, and you're black or you're either black or white because there's no real Asians haven't really broken into England, so you're basically either black and white, black or
Mm-hmm,
white in the team.
mm-hmm,
And if you fuck up, and let's just say you have a cousin who did something bad 2 years ago and got charged for it, right? Never even made the local paper. Guess what?
mm-hmm.
Next day, you know, that
Oh, you'll hear
story about
about
your
it. Yeah,
cousin being a gangster is going to be on the
that's
front
the big
fucking
story.
page of a national newspaper.
Right.
Front page. Front page.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. They will destroy these kids.
Yeah.
Destroy them. Look what they've done to Rashford. Look what they've done to Rashford.
Yeah.
They have tried to just take him out at the knees. You know, that Tory government
Yeah.
is gone now. But that kid was he was I don't want to say it, he was too black and he was too noisy and he was making too many fucking, good points. And all these white Tory people, they were like, this guy's making us look like an idiot. Uh, what can we do? Well, he's a millionaire footballer. What should let's tear him down. What would he know? He's just trying
Right.
to feed
Right.
kids. He's trying to like launch a food
I
bank
know.
program
I know.
for
That is
kids in
so sad,
schools
though.
because he
That's
grew up.
that's really the
Yeah,
major sad part about it. Is like
yeah.
doing
He wasn't trying to
he's doing
overthrow the
noble
government.
things that yeah that the
Yeah,
politicians should be doing, but they look for any
he
opportunity to
he
deflect,
wasn't trying to
redirect.
actually get rid of them
Yeah.
or anything. He was just saying like why because he had grown up in that world of basically relying on your school to feed you, which is a
Mm-hmm.
normal thing in England. You go to school and you get free school meals. That's just
Mm-hmm.
a thing that most people in England grew up with. Okay, so then you would have people who are poor and they couldn't feed you at home. So if you didn't get your dinner basically at school, then you wouldn't get a proper meal. He grew up in that world, and he
Mm-hmm.
was like,
He understands the importance of
"We
it.
used to,
Yeah.
yeah." He was like, "But we used to do that when I grew up. We used to get our, and then, oh yeah, they don't do that anymore." It's like, wait,
Mm-hmm.
what? Why? He's go, oh, austerity. And whose idea was that? Well, it was that guy. He was a Tory minister. Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
he's worth like 10 million quid.
Mm-hmm.
So you got rich millionaires telling school kids that you can't eat, school meals anymore
Mm-hmm.
because the Tories wanted to cut spending. So this guy comes out and he gets a whole lot of good press, and the next thing you know, right, let's launch a media campaign against him because we can't have that. He's making us look like greedy idiots because
Mm-hmm.
he's proven that you can do it really easily. It doesn't cost much, and you can just do it if you want to. But yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't want to get
yeah,
into the
yeah,
politics stuff of it, but
yeah.
yeah, that's England, in it. Like,
Real quick question for you before we bounce, because we're gonna end this segment
with
here
a monkey.
next few minutes.
Go
We're
monkey.
coming up on 3 hours, so what I was gonna ask you is there have been talks about Karim Adeyemi, the Borussia Dortmund player. We've had some links to us. I know that the João Neves links about us having talks with João Neves have commenced. It's been reported that was one of the reasons why the actual why Jorge ended up going and talking to Liverpool was over João Neves. Probably got in a couple of talks about the left back too, Nori. But there's been talks about Borussia Dortmund winger Karim Adeyemi being linked with Liverpool. How interested are you in that deal? That's the last thing I'm going to bring up. I know I don't want to get too deep into a lot of the talks, but I was just before we bounce out.
Is it? He's a good player. He's kind of like he's kind of a number 9. Really, is he like a strike, kind of a number 9-ish?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
He played. He was on the wing. He played in that Champions League final. He played on the wing for them.
Yeah, he's kind of like an attacking mid, false 9, but he's not like an out and out striker type guy. But a lot of these guys for Dortmund, it's hard to know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. If he could do for us what he's doing for them, is it another? Yeah, he could be another Sancho. He could be another. I don't know. But I think he's an impressive young player, definitely. Yeah,
he's certainly impressive. I was just wondering if that was that would be a big signing too. I mean, he is a promising young player. He's one of Dortmund's better players. Obviously had.
They'd be asking the big bucks.
Yeah, Dortmund will ask good money for him, I'm sure. I'd have to look. I'd have to look to see what his actual market value is. But I was just wondering if you had an idea as to if you had some, opinion on whether you would be. Actually, I must have looked it up, and it is 28 million euros currently on transfer market. That's his market value. So probably 60 million, maybe they're asking for him, maybe 50, 60 million. That's around that number.
Yeah, he's one of those guys like a couple, like when he went there or when. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's someone a couple of years ago. So he's going to be the next step, but then another player comes along. Because they've had so many young talents: Gio Reyna, Sancho, Werner, Havertz, or not Havertz, Pulisic, Haaland. All these young kids come through there, so they're always buying the next this, the next that. But I'd imagine Adeyemi's probably still only about 21.
He is young. I'll tell you his age. Hold on, he is young. He is.
Yeah. So
let's see if I get an age for you. 22.
Yeah. So who would he be? He would
most likely be. He's a left winger. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's the issue there.
Every time we get linked, we
going after these left freaking wingers. Yeah, no, we need to stop that. Get me some right-sided players in. Come on, yeah, exactly. We've been saying this for 2 years now. We have all the things on the left.
Yeah,
all of them. Diaz, Gakpo, even Nunes, if he has to, we're cool on the left. Get someone who can just do the other side, and that's all they do. I don't want someone coming and going, well, maybe he can do it. No, that's just what he does. I get fluidity, but just bring me in someone who, if he's starting on the pitch, then you go, oh, well, he's starting there. Not like, well, we know he's starting, but where would he be starting?
Sometimes you need a basic player, Bonkers is saying. Yeah, I understand. I mean, sometimes you do need some players to fill in that can't have the whole entire roster be, world class. I get that, but I was just wondering. There was another. I could save the question for tomorrow, I guess, because there was one other question I had, but I'll save it for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be another good day, another day of Euros, another double header, I guess you say, of Euros and Copa. We're definitely getting ever so close to that final for the Euros, and ever so closer for the final for Copa. It's going to be pretty.
What's the lineup in Copa at the moment? Who's left in and who's left out and who's doing what?
So for Copa, the game on the game on tap for today is going to be Canada versus Argentina. We already know what the people, what the Mighty Red Army out here thinks about Argentina's chances or Canada's chances in that one. Don't let Major Reds hear you guys say those things, but it's all good. And then in the other matchup, we have what could be a final in itself, but is an opportunity to get to the final, and that is Uruguay versus Colombia. That's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game in that it's going to be definitely lively. How about we put it that way? We're going to definitely see some pushing and shoving in that game.
Shoving.
Sure,
a little bit of loving.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's 2:00 in the morning, unfortunately, Marion, so you won't be able to see your beloved play, most likely, unless you want to make it a late night up, unfortunately. But yeah, it is going to be at 2 a.m. in the morning for you guys tomorrow. That's the late. All the games are late games for you guys because the Canada Argentina game is going to start in about 2.5 hours here. So, but we're at that 3-hour mark. I'm going to allow for you guys to push off and go to do what it is that you like to do on your Tuesday. Actually, now it's getting close to Wednesday morning almost. Is there anything you want to say to the people before we allow for them to go on to whatever it is that they want to do for the rest of their day or the rest of their night?
No, drive safe and tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, it's good smart words by the Irishman. I do have some fun stuff, some fun questions tomorrow. I even had a couple different little Eddie Emmy's hairdo is a disaster. I'll agree with that too, Hyler. He definitely needs to work something out with that hair. But I was going to say I have some stuff, some fun trivia, a couple of fun trivia questions for tomorrow. To be, part of the show. I also know that I think JK might be joining us tomorrow. We'll see.
During an England game? Surely not.
Yeah, he shows no love. Other than that, I just wanted to say I hope that everyone's doing well, continues to do well. Hope to see you tomorrow. Appreciate the love that you guys showed by rocking with us with this pop-up, I guess, watch along, I guess. I'll have I'll try to find some. If anything happens on the Liverpool front, I'll bring it up tomorrow, I'm sure. But it's it is what it is with the rumors and this and that. We're only going to take them with a grain of salt. So I'll figure out something for us to do fun for tomorrow. But yeah, and if you haven't done so far just yet and you're still up and you want to check out a cool broadcast, definitely check out Frank's. Frank Carlisle's got his show going on right now too. So if you guys are still looking for somewhere to go after this, Frank's show will certainly be a good destination if you guys have it in you to stay up a little bit later. But I would always like to say I wish you all the best, and I would also like to say, as always, at the end of these shows, up the Reds, people, up the Reds. And until tomorrow, peace.